continue to watch SOUQ News.
Adenike Adeyemi, Executive Director of Faith Foundation. Keep watching SOUQ News.
My name is Shepherd Michael Adewale Onofuye. I enjoy you all to always watch SOUQ News TV.
Hey everyone, Majuli Obaje here representing Gigi. Keep watching SOUQ News, okay? Stay updated with SOUQ News.
My name is Harton Keme. I am the head of MSME Banking. Please keep watching SOUQ News and stay glued to SOUQ News.
I recommend that more and more people should watch SOUQ News because they deal with business news.
Hi, my name is Amaka Wokolo. I am the director of the Faith Institute at Faith Foundation. Keep watching SOUQ News.
From Dubai to Lagos, Nigeria, and across the globe, SOUQ News TV is your #1 station focusing on business, economy, and development. With global digital reach, we connect Africa's pulse to the world stage. Welcome to SOUQ News Television, and here we go beyond the headlines. From breaking news, in-depth conversational programs, to market analysis and indices. From policies affecting growth to unique documentaries, from live event coverage to bespoke productions, we deliver content that connects you to the world. At SOUQ News Television, we provide news surrounding business, economy, and development, infomercials and jingles that stand out, short and long-form documentaries crafted to international standards, independent production spaces with full technical support, special coverage for individual and corporate events, a special form of documentaries through our prestige package, Immortals, where we tell your story the way you'd love it, and business support services tailored for small enterprises. SOUQ News TV, powered by FemWatch Limited, also home to the Isle 95.9 FM Lagos and Kasua 99.7 FM Kano, and Emirate News Television Abuja, together forming Africa's trusted media powerhouse. Storytelling, coverage, and connection that matters. SOUQ News TV, your home for business, economy, and development.
At the Africa Development Studies Center, ADSC, we are committed to driving sustainable growth and development across Africa through innovative training and research. Our mission: empowering leaders, policymakers, and professionals with the tools they need to create lasting change. With customized training, dynamic research programs, and study exchanges on leadership, management, and other critical development topics, ADSC offers a platform for exchanging cutting-edge ideas and global best practices. We provide comprehensive services in research and consultancy, capacity building and training, education programs, publishing, and knowledge sharing. Our esteemed faculty, composed of seasoned experts and researchers, ensures a learning experience that is insightful and practical. We specialize in policy development, implementation strategies, monitoring, and evaluation. At ADSC, learning is engaging and enjoyable. Our unique methodology includes talks, interactive exercises, games, video screenings, and lively seminar discussions, all in a comfortable and friendly environment. Ready to make an impact? For more information, email us at info@adstudycenter.com or call +234 912 439 2362. Visit us today at www.adstudycenter.com to explore our programs and upcoming events. Africa Development Studies Center, rethinking development for Africa.
Hello Lagos, make we yarn.
Hello, boy, this POS matter, don't pass your code. Person go swipe, alert no enter. Before you know it, jump.
Wait, wetin really happen?
Maybe you fake alert the warriors.
Okay, so wanna listen, If you dey do POS business, no expose your alert.
Hello, Ogbefi. They don't walk that bar road where they warrior for our local government for years.
This one sweet me, I know lie you. Because you know what? Development where they work, it deserve loudspeaker. Now why we dey here be that? For here, we know the abuse, we dey bring solution. My name, it is Ikechukwu Uyemike, aka Ogwefi Ishegwari.
Make we yarn every weekday from 10 a.m. go to 12 o'clock on Top the Eye 95.9 FM.
SOUQ Atlantic has become Nigeria's most sought-after city for its high-end infrastructure, prestige, and well-planned city layout, as reflected in an 8-lane boulevard, about 13 internal bridges, underground cables, and green footprints defined by over 30,000 trees. Additionally, having a building in the city has become a trend among the so-called big boys, as was the case with Old Ikoyi, Victoria Garden City, popularly called VGC, Osborne Foreshore, and now Banana Island. In this special report, Bayo Olaoye states that this talk of I belong and the prestige mentality has also spread to the big firms. Before now, Kingsway and Ozumba Mbadiwe used to say that Victoria Island were the go-to locations for high-rise office buildings. These locations are home to iconic developments such as Kingsway Towers, Heritage Palace, Fanfa Towers, the Wings and the Waves, among others, making them Nigeria's equivalent of Silicon Valley. The SOUQ Atlantic City was modeled after the skyscraper district of Manhattan Island in New York City. It has become the new destination for big-ticket corporate firms which are building or relocating their new headquarters to the 10-square-kilometer city, rising off the coast of the Atlantic Ocean in Lagos. The city is attracting investment interests in both residential and commercial real estate, the latest being MTN Nigeria, preparing to build a new headquarters. MTN is coming on the heels of First Bank, which recently turned the turf to build a 40-floor corporate head office, making the city's most iconic development so far. Prior to this courageous and ambitious entry into SOUQ City by MTN, First Bank, Dangote Group, and the Embassy of the United States of America have taken positions there, developing a new head office and a diplomatic facility respectively. Much earlier, a co-development company had occupied the city as the developer of the Azuri Towers, offering both residential and commercial facilities for high clients and corporate bodies. Arkland Property Investment and Oak Homes are also in the city, developing A&A Towers simultaneously. These are the residential developments that will be standing on the 22nd floor and the 33rd floors respectively. Other developments are the Pan-African Towers by Periwinkle Residences, SOUQ Pearl with Champagne Tower and SOUQ Pearl Black Tower, Amni Towers and Ani International Petroleum Development Company, and Louisville Towers by Total Energy Staff Cooperative and Multipurpose Society. Louisville will comprise 300 residential homes spread between 2 towers, a world-class sporting center and a club, retail outlets and other facilities. It is designed to employ modern technology to achieve smart living and high standards. SOUQ Atlantic is an exclusive luxury city with superior infrastructure that appeals to the kind of investors we have seen in the city so far.
In the thick green lawns of southern Nigeria, beneath towering trees and amidst age-old traditions, grows a fruit as bitter as truth, but as valuable as gold. It's called bitter kola, known scientifically as Garcinia kola. This small brown nut hides layers of history, health, and hidden wealth. To the untrained eyes, it's just a bitter snack chewed by elders or hawked in traffic. But to the world of herbal medicine, pharmaceuticals, and agro-export, bitter kola is a plant of promise, a potent gift of the rainforest. Across communities in Ondo, Cross River, Edo, and the southeast, bitter kola has long been used for its medicinal properties, antibacterial, anti-inflammatory, and antiviral. In traditional medicine, it's a cure for cough, a guardian of the liver, a friend of fertility. But beyond tradition, global demand is rising. Researchers abroad are exploring its use in managing glaucoma, boosting immunity, and even fighting viruses. And while many countries import, Nigeria stands tall as a natural home of bitter kola. Yet, like gum arabic, most of our bitter kola is exported raw. No branding, no packaging, no processing. Just sacks of potent sent abroad for a fraction of what they are worth. Imagine this, a local SMA producing organic bitter kola supplements, branded extracts for the global herbal market, or dried sliced kola shipped to Europe, Asia, America, or capsules, oil, tea, cosmetics from a tree right in your backyard. If you're a youth, entrepreneur, or agro lover, here is how to plug in. 1. Harvesting. Locate local trees or cultivate them. They thrive in humid forests. In 2022 alone, Nigeria exported over 160 metric tons of bitter kola, generating an estimated 2.6 billion naira in export earnings, according to trade reports. But experts believe this is just scratching the surface. For small players, even processing 10 kg into powder or capsules can fetch a tidy margin, selling at 10,000 naira to 15,000 naira per kilo, locally as organic herb supplements. Now we go to 2, drying and preservation. Proper storage is key for export quality. At the local level, 1 sack of properly dried bitter kola, about 50 kg, can sell for 100,000 to 120,000 naira, depending on quality and market. Value addition. When grinded into powder, guided by professional knowledge, it could be infused into oil or capsule for supplements. Now we go to marketing and export. Target diaspora communities, herbal industries, and wellness markets. Exporters in Lagos or Port Harcourt resell the same quantity internationally for $600 to $800 per sack, especially in markets like the US, UK, and China. Research and innovation, that's another clue. Collaborate with local labs to explore new uses. Larger scale processors targeting international wellness markets with branded products can make millions monthly, especially with a consistent supply, packaging, and certifications like NAFDAC or FDA approval. Of course, there are challenges such as deforestation, lack of processing equipment, low awareness, and inconsistent market structures. But where there is a bitter kola 3, there is opportunity waiting to be unlocked. With cooperatives, training, youth-focused agro schemes, and export incentives, bitter kola could be Nigeria's next agro star, sitting silently, waiting to be noticed. So next time you see a wrinkled nut by the roadside, don't just think bitter. Think business. Think export. Think legacy. Cash can be crafted not only in the offices, but in the orchard, in a forest, and in forgotten fruits. This is Grace Komolafe bringing you clues from the quiet corners of commerce. I see you again next time.
hail from Lagos State, from Isaleko. My father hailed from the Olumegbon family. I attended my primary, secondary education in Ibadan at the time because my mother was there. But my religious practicing was always done during the holidays at Holy Cross Cathedral. I was working in the sacristy. We used to prepare for the Mass on Saturdays, and we sell the news magazine on Sundays in front of the church. And I remembered fondly that we used to tease a man called Sunday Boku Boku at that time, and he used to run to chase us and throw stones at, how dare you call me Sunday Boku Boku. Those were fun times. Harvest, Corpus Christi. And I was born, raised, baptized, confirmed, married in the Catholic Church. But I got married to Engineer Larry Phillips, who is an Anglican. And I believe that in togetherness of family, it's best we all do things together. So I moved over with him against the doctrine of Catholic Church to the Anglican Church at Marina, where his family belongs and worships. I attended St. Luke's Demonstration School. We used to climb the mango trees, and there was a mixed school. We used to play at during break time. And in my secondary school, it was a Catholic school. And it's for you to be prim and prudish in life, and set you on as a lady. And I got some finesse from there too. And but the most interesting one, and the most that I can call a radical one, because my HSC in Olivet, we tried all sorts there. But it was fun and highly educative too. Sportsmanship was there. And from there, I proceeded abroad for my accountancy. And I was lucky to finish in a record time, and I came back. Did my articleship, but married in between. I met my husband abroad, and we came back home, got married in Nigeria. I worked as an accountant with USC, very proud of the drill professionally that I got from USC. It had set me on a discipline for working, and I thank God that I had that opportunity, which still helps me today. Apart from the fact that my educational background sets me to be a diversified person in so many professions. And as an accountant, accountancy is the best of all. It's the creme de la creme. And I've been able to fulfill my professional exposure in every species of responsibilities that I had opportunity to take upon me. And from USC, I proceeded to work for the bank. I went to politics. I became a commissioner in Lagos State, served with the present president of Nigeria. And you know how Lagos is. Lagos is like a country to other states. We went through governance. My team, as you can see, I have some of my colleagues in Abuja now. I have Honorable Minister Wali Edun. I have Honorable Minister Dele Alake. I have Honorable Minister Yemi Cardozo, and so forth. And I served in the bank as a director in Keystone. I've been a chairman of so many committees, you can say that again, in different aspects of life, professional, political, social, and currently I'm now the chairman of SOUQ Insurance PLC. When I was growing up, it was so free and enjoyable. We can take off at 11, 12, escort your friends to Bangboshe here. We go and have the Mosa. We go to the stadium. I remember me in my teenage age, I used to go to Nikon Stadium here. We watch so many matches, and I used to be with those fans, you know, dancing and waving our fans, you know, and bazaars, Easter Mondays, Fela Sports, I mean, you name it. It was fun. But Lagos was good for all of us. It was cleaner. It was amazing. Security isn't much to fear, you know. You can just live the way you want. And money and values of life are completely different to what they are today. I was with my grandparents and we had so many tenants and we didn't realize they were tenants. We were all playing together, eating together, and we are still like one family today. But the story is not the same again. I wish one can turn around and change it, but we have all given our kids sheltered life for the fear of unknown. And I think the disadvantage is very grievous. I think first and foremost, God gave me the chance, the opportunities to pass through that in the journey of life. It's not only money that can make you successful in life. I want you to get that. It's an added support for you if in life you have the opportunities of parents who can financially support you. But at the same time, there are kids who didn't have any financial support and have been successful. So to me, success is about self-determination. I grew up around uncles and aunties who are thoroughly educated, and I've always had it behind my ambition that I must be in that cadre. And thank God the opportunity was there for me and I seized it. And I remember myself telling my kids, when I was abroad, I never lived like my father was a rich man. No. I was behind the desk reading and reading till I got successful. And I passed in record time. First and foremost, I think I'm a people's person. Secondly, my educational background. Thirdly, my pedigree. And you can't be a Lagos person and don't have a bit of intelligence about how you can maneuver yourself, even in the midst of challenges. And I can tell you that boardroom politics, especially when you're a woman, is tough. But when you manage those that you sit around with, eventually, when they see that you're there to work, it has no business and basis for any other thing. I've had issues on boards because I'm female, and I put my foot down. It is the work we are doing. There is no gender sensitivity in this issue. Even in my early days as an accountant, when I head the accounting department, it was even tough at that level because the young accounting class, some of them can be daring to say, how can you talk to me like that? How can you make it? And I'll say, please, what do you mean? We need to get this target work done. So it's the work that is talking. That's not to do whether I'm a man or a woman. So I will like the idea of gender reasonableness to be better played. At least for now, we're not having it at 3 1/3, no. But I guess we are in the region of 20%. And it should be better. You give a woman a chance, she will devote her life to it. But, I mean, when we have 1 or 2 issues from women who have been there, that should not create hurdle or boundary that you say a woman shouldn't cross. No. Nobody is perfect in life. And I want to let you know, it's tough for a woman. This men, when it is a woman having a corrective measure to be taken, they do not handle it the way they do for the men. They are in a rush to pack the woman out. You see from what has happened all over the world. So I will still make an appeal that women should be given better chances, better allowances. It's so quick to make a woman a scapegoat, the sacrificial lamb. Let's take it easy. And please, women, when they put you there, make us proud. I should remember the other women coming after me. If I make this trouble now, they turn around and say, this is why we don't give them the chance to get to the top. So you manage the situation, you know? And let us remember that Africa is still barely chauvinistic. It's still a man's world here. We are only trying. So just give us, for now, our required 33 1/3% as per Beijing recommendation. Having been in politics, there are so many factors that bring you up there. Some sensible, which I would call sensibilities, some sensitive based, which I would call sensitivity, and some as per geographical distribution. If it's not the turn of your section, your district, there's no way they can put you there. But then sometimes it's the turn of your district, the party supremacy decrees that they don't want to use you. What do? You have to show some resilience as a stable character and do whatever you are given very well. Excel. Somehow, one day, you'll be there. Like Martin Luther King. At the end of that tunnel, I can see the light. Someday, somehow you get there. I was in tourism shortly, and it's not enough time to propagate the excellence of your work. But in special duties, I give the ministry class. I was able to represent my Lagos State very well. NYC was under me. Proudly, I served. And we ensure that all students that need to go to orientation camp are well registered and got their NYC certificates. It's not about where they put you, it's about what you are able to do in that place. And you do it even to the enviable eye of somebody who believes has the best ministry with a lot of funding and allocation. I'm different in that respect. A hard-working man, a man with a lot of sagacity, a man that is very kind, he has human kindness in his heart, a man that is highly focused. My office was very close to the Roundhouse, and I tell you, I wasn't surprised. And I kept telling everybody, I wasn't surprised he got a clinch that position, because I knew that even when in 99, from the day we stepped in, he's been working towards his election in 2003. So a man like that who is focused, his business is the end of the tunnel. All the distractions you are given, it's not, he doesn't consider it. So don't waste your emotions. You know, when you provoke yourself unnecessarily, and the person you are provoking yourself upon is not even responding on that line, you know you're wasting your time. But he's an astute politician. He knows what to do at every point. And don't try him, because he's a hard knock. And he's easy to forgive. That bit, I don't know how he does it, but it's easy to forgive and move on. He understands politics, maybe from a young age, I don't know, but he seems to have the knack of it at all times. I think that's in the pipeline. I don't have to come here to say that. And even in the insurance company industry that I am now, I'm propagating that, look, you need to take it easy. Is it at these hard times you want to recapitalize the industry and make life harder? Yes, recapitalize, but not with large gap. You know, the variance should not be too much, because you need to recapitalize so that companies will be solidly based to address financial issues and risk issues that we have in the country today. I studied religion for my A-levels in school. I did divinity. It's not just reading Bible. The interpretation, the history, the analogy, all of that I did. And it has helped to shape me for life. It has molded my conscience to a large extent. What I see in religion today, if I go back to the way I have studied religion, I will say I'm worried. The way we have churches established in this country now. I'm talking of my experience in Lagos State. On the street, you can find 6-8 churches, but there is no school. Education is key. Religion molds the character, the moral values about life. I'm not saying they're all totally condemned, but I think there should be more conferences and seminars to appeal to their conscience. It's one God. And in Lagos, the families, both Christian and Muslims, and the third religion, which is the native religion, we all interact and live together. And usually you find out that all of them talking about this God. I am a Christian. I talk about my God. And I don't denounce anyone in any other religion that faithfully talk about their God. And I don't allow that to affect a lot of decisions that I have to make, and didn't affect a lot of decisions that I had made. The expectation is too high. We are still a developing country. The awareness of covering up your risk is not too much there. In terms of life insurance, in terms of property, people are not still there. People don't cover themselves well enough. They take unnecessary risk. I'm glad Lagos State Governor is saying everybody must have a health insurance now. That, again, would expand the scope of the insurance business. In insurance, there are so many seminars, there are so many conferences that are being put up there now, where the ability to educate the masses, and even the high-ups one, to please insure yourself. And when I say yourself, your life, your property, your children, and see how far it goes. It is important. And you know, in this era of insecurity, it is highly important. Just make sure you insure yourself. And with what the governor had proposed now, definitely Governor Sanwo-Olu did well. Health insurance is key. Health is wealth. First and foremost, inflation all over the world has gone haywire. So it's not peculiar to Nigeria alone. Those who live in the Western world, they're crying hula baloo about the price of petrol, the price of even eggs. So it's not just Nigeria. Let us wake up and see that we're in a global world and everything is intertwined. The issue of the central bank now trying to manage inflation, these are not easy times all over the world. They're not easy times. And when I say we are a developing country, we are still trying very hard. I don't want to say it's sad. It depends on the environment. You know, you can't just bring UAE here into Nigeria. The environment here from inception has not delved too much on tourism. Your tourism is just go on holiday and go back. The beaches are there. And even from day to day, they are trying to redevelop along the beach so that tourist activities can happen. And I'm sure they're still on it. You need tourist attraction where you have every aspect of life when tourists come over. But with the problem of infrastructure that we have, in the country. You can't do much tourism for now. It wasn't easy, but as I said, once you try to be a bit methodological about it, then you get by. Because from the days I came back from England, starting a family, working in large corporations, they just ensure that the home front solidly settled. And it wasn't that easy, because you know that I'm talking of almost 40 years back. To be able to excel amidst men, you probably have to do 2 times, 3 times more than them. I'm lucky I have a husband who accepts me being what I am. Because if you have a partner that does not appreciate your ambition and your dream, he will not support you. But I have the support of my husband, and we are able to keep the home together. Make sure that his food is given. Make sure the kids are well looked after. And make sure the husband is well looked after at all times. And don't grudge. I try to give myself to people in terms of needs. I try to recognize people's needs, and at the moment of that need, I try to help. And it's a legacy I try to sound to my kids at all times. Recognize needs at that point and do it. Because at the point that you recognize it, if you don't offer the assistance, it may not be meaningful again. But if at the time that a need arises and you can do it, promptly do it. And I cannot manage people who are not sincere. I cannot. And that is the only thing that bothers me about life. And once I find out that they are not one way, I make my U-turn and I don't go back again. And that's one thing I have learned, I have seen, and I'm trying to learn from Mr. President Bola Tinubu. The way he can switch from being so hot and then swim as if nothing happened and carry on. That is tough for me. And I hope I'll be able to, within the space remaining, I'll be able to copy that. At the same time, I like hardworking. I recognize people who are hardworking, who are intelligent, and I recognize people who are hardworking and need to be helped in terms of training to be a better person. And I like fun. Now let me start with that girl child. That girl child is not so common again. At least most female children are educated now. Outside Lagos, girl child is a big reference. Yeah, I think everybody should be given equal chance to make a life, and a life worth living and contented with. Because if you don't have enough drive and motivation, then life becomes static and they just wear it out and go. But I believe that for women, don't let the men scare you off. You are equally hardworking and intelligent. Expose yourself, but don't mess yourself around. Don't get corrupt. Do unto others as you want others to do unto you. And there's one good prayer. Everybody that knows me, and I always say, my God is a just God. His judgment is always fair. So whoever hurts you, attacks you, leave them to God. He's a fair God. The judgment of God will come. Just move on and pray that in your lifetime, that judgment comes up. My favorite food, I like eba and ewedu. I'm an expert in cooking. I love cooking, and I tell you, I can challenge anybody to come and compete with me. On that level, I score a good card. But I love fresh fish, with ewedu and eba. I'm not too much of an amala fan, and my favorite color is green. Or it's green, but with that green, I love bright colors. Even jewelry, it has to be bright for me, but still worn in a conservative way. As loud as whatever I pick may be, I still give it a conservative umbrella. I love to dance. I'm a good dancer. I love to socialize. I'm a good mixer, but highly disciplined.
The Global Leadership Conclave Lagos has brought together policymakers, business leaders, development experts, and young innovators under one roof, all united by a common vision, transforming leadership ideals into practical action for sustainable development. Organized by the Global Lives Transformers Network in partnership with the Nigerian Institute of International Affairs, the event is themed Redefining Leadership for a Sustainable Future.
Global Leadership Conclave is all about bringing leaders of diverse sector and field to come together to discuss on leadership in the age of disruption, innovation, resilience, and sustainability. Here we come together to discuss on the ever-disruptive world that we're in now, and how leaders can remain still resilient, can be innovative, and then build sustainably.
Speakers at the forum include Sir Victor Walsh, Mr. Tunji Ido, Dr. Patrick Uduma, Engineer Tony Obuigwe, and others. They emphasize the urgent need for transformational leadership that bridges the gap between policy, ethics, and enterprise, particularly in developing economies like Nigeria. Discussions also centered on equipping the next generation of leaders with global competencies, integrity-driven values, and digital age problem-solving skills to drive inclusive economic growth.
Leadership is a topic that is very important for us as a nation, and something that is very rare. The right type of leadership is not very common in our climate, and it's the wrong one that often hogs the limelight. So it's important that we're able to point to other models, other examples that have stood the test of time and that have helped other nations to get to where they are, and the kind of leadership we had before things went down in our nation, so that people, the young ones, can see alternatives, and then they can be reset and redirected on the right path.
My presence here is to contribute to the conversation on leadership, starting with self-leadership. How can young people drive change in the society and in our environment? How can we influence positively the polity that we find ourselves? We are heading towards elections, in another 1 year. How can we make a significant impact in that system, in that process.
The conclave, holding at the Nigerian Institute of International Affairs Auditorium, Kofo Abayomi Street, Victoria Island, features panel sessions, keynote addresses, and networking segments designed to strengthen collaboration between government institutions, private sector players, and civil society actors.
Yes, I think that these youth have the most amazing age, because not only have they found mentorship, they've also found role models, because I say that the quality of your mind determine the quality of your life, and the quality of information that they have can revolutionize their life, their family, and the entire nation.
Participants said the platform reflects a growing recognition and that effective leadership is the foundation of national progress and international competitiveness. Oyinpriye Krumale, SOUQ News Television.
The world of business is one filled with men and women willing to dine with risk. And when we seek African business shapers, we see individuals who have denied self to build conglomerates. From controlling over 90% of diesel trade in Nigeria to almost throwing in the towel, then getting on the Forbes list, we present Olufemi Peter Otedola. The Nigerian businessman and philanthropist was born in Ibadan, the capital of Oyo State, on the 4th of November, 1962, into the family of late Sir Michael Otedola, the governor of Lagos State from 1992 to 1993. The University of Lagos Staff School, Akuka, welcomed Olufemi for his primary education and secondary education at Olivet Baptist High School, Oyo. Olufemi proceeded to Obafemi Awolowo University, Ife, for his first degree, graduated and joined the family printing press business, working hard and gaining experience. Femi Otedola ventured out, starting Center Force Limited. The company focused on finance, investment, and trading. The oil and gas sector was Femi Otedola's next port of call. From quite a very humble beginning in the oil and gas sector, utilizing connections and networks of family and friends, he cultivated partnerships in diesel supply chain, him being the last man to the final consumer. Challenges breed opportunities, and in Femi's case, it was a late delivery of diesel from his supplier with a broken truck, and he caught the idea. He could do better and provide better services. He ventured into diesel supply business, buying diesel from a retailer and supplying to companies. Femi Otedola encountered several difficulties securing his supply and timely meeting the demands of his growing clients. This definitely was an opportunity he identified in the fuel retail market. Otedola secured the finance, and Zenon Petroleum and Gas Limited was born, petroleum products marketing and distribution company. Otedola, owner and chairman of Zenon, in 2004 invested 15 billion naira in downstream infrastructure development and acquired storage depots at Ibadan, Apapa, as well as 4 cargo vessels, amounting to a combined total storage capacity of 147,000 metric tons. Zenon Petroleum and Gas Limited also acquired a fleet of 100 DAF fuel tanker trucks. By 2005, Zenon controlled a major share of the Nigerian diesel market, supplying fuel to most of the major manufacturers in the country, including Dangote Group, Cadbury, Coca-Cola, Nigerian Breweries, MTN, Unilever, Nestle, and Guinness. Zenon Petroleum and Gas was the name on major invoices, and Femi Otedola the name on every lips, playing toe-to-toe with major multinationals. Zenon, in a very short period, silenced the competition and almost unilaterally determined the price of diesel in Nigeria. The competitors came to Zenon for supply. Femi Otedola, with the massive success Zenon Petroleum and Gas achieved, bought a 28.7% stake in African Petroleum. Otedola branched into the financial sector and aggressively stocked up the shares of leading financial houses. He became a top shareholder in Zenith Bank, United Bank for Africa, and the largest importer of diesel in Nigeria. He acquired major shares of Africa's Finance Corporation, Mobil Oil Nigeria Limited, Chevron Texaco, and Visa Phone. Otedola has his hands deep in real estate investments, including an acquisition in February 2007 by Zenon of Stalin House in Victoria Island, Lagos from the federal government. Lagos, London, Dubai, Monaco all have the signatures of FO Property Limited. He was appointed chairman of the Transcorp Hilton Hotel Abuja and tasked with driving its expansion and upgraded to a 7-star facility. Otedola has served as a member of the Nigerian Investment Promotion Council since 2004. Was appointed by President Goodluck Jonathan to Nigeria's National Economic Management Team. Otedola is chief executive and president of the Seaforth Shipping Company Limited and was at one point Nigeria's largest ship owner after extending control over the distribution of diesel products. One of his ships, a flat-bottom bunker vessel with a storage capacity of 16,000 metric tons, was the first of its kind in Africa. In January 2006, Otedola was appointed a non-executive director of Transnational Corporation of Nigeria PLC, a multi-sectoral conglomerate established in 2004 by then President Olusegun Obasanjo to respond to market opportunities requiring heavy capital investment in Nigeria and across sub-Saharan Africa. He held this post until February 2011. Otedola was appointed chairman and chief executive of African Petroleum in 2007 through the acquisition of controlling stake in the business. Following Otedola's entry into the company, African Petroleum share price rose sharply, increasing the market capitalization from 36 billion to 217 billion naira in 6 months. In March 2009, Otedola became the second Nigerian after Aliko Dangote to appear on the Forbes list of dollar-denominated billionaires with an estimated net worth of $1.2 billion. Otedola announced the move to upgrade African Petroleum's liquefied petroleum gas storage terminals in Lagos, Kano, and Port Harcourt in October 2009. Harsh economic conditions necessitated by the slump in the oil prices and credit squeeze of 2008-09 led African Petroleum to record a loss in 2009. With the world oil price crash came difficult moments for Zenon and Otedola. He was very close to complete bankruptcy.
I said to myself, I was not going to have friends and enemies. I was going to have only competitors. I had two options: commit suicide or weather the storm.
African Petroleum, rebranded in December 2010, changed its name to Fort Oil PLC. Otedola paid his near $1 billion debt and invested in the financial industry, making him a top shareholder in Zenith Bank and United Bank for Africa. Otedola restructured the business, focusing on technology and improved corporate governance, and in 2012, Fort Oil returned to profit. Otedola financed 57% of Fort Oil subsidiary, Amperion Limited, which acquired the 414 megawatt Girigu power plant for $232 million in 2013. Fort Oil improved financial position and diversification into power generation resulted in a 1,321% rise in its share price. The first half of 2014 saw the company's pre-tax profit more than double year on year to 4.1 billion naira. Revenue growth for the whole year was 33%. Fort Oil sold 70% of its equity to Swiss commodity trader Mercuria Energy Group in September 2015, giving Fort access to global commodity markets. The deal was thought to have given Otedola an estimated $200 million. In 2019, Femi Otedola sold Fort Oil PLC and announced plans to change focus from oil to power with his company, Girigu Power PLC. Girigu Power PLC became the first power generation company to list on Nigerian Stock Exchange, demonstrating to stakeholders in the sector how they can fix financing and make profits sustainably. The company's market capitalization is now 726.75 billion naira, and the share price now 290.7 naira from the 2.5 billion shares that were listed at 100 naira each. Otedola, the chairman of Geregu Power, sold down a Geregu stake to bring on institutional investors. In October 2021, Femi Otedola was announced as the single largest shareholder of First Bank PLC. FBN Holdings, the parent company of First Bank Limited, witnessed a commendable 437.9 billion naira surge in market capitalization. FBN Holdings appointed billionaire Femi Otedola as the new chairman of its board of directors effective January 31st, 2024. Femi Otedola has had its share of controversies. Zeno was among the number of companies named in an alleged fuel subsidy scam report. This was followed by a case against Farouk Lawan for bribery. Otedola has also lost in the ever-evolving competing space of business acquisitions. Transcorp and Huheli Power Plant are two notable projects he closely bidded and lost. Femi Otedola philanthropy is quite remarkable. Otedola made a 300 million naira donation to the completion of the National Ecumenical Center in Abuja. In 2007, he gave 200 million to the State Security Trust Fund in a drive to reduce crime in Lagos. Donated 100 million naira to the Otedola College of Primary Education in Ekpe. In 2008, he donated 80 million to the Faculty of Agriculture at the University of Port Harcourt. Femi Otedola pledged and redeemed $25,000 to the Super Eagles in the match against Algeria in 2019 AFCON. He gave all 750 students of Augustine University 1 million naira each. Femi Otedola sits comfortably on the Forbes billionaires list of top 20 richest people in Africa. Femi Otedola is married to Mrs. Nana Otedola and have 4 children: Olawumi Christy Tolani, Florence Ifeoluwa, Elizabeth Temi, and Fewa Otedola. Olufemi Peter Otedola is a standout astute business executive.
I was born on the 16th day of October, 63 years ago. I'm from Opobo, yeah, and went to school. I'm from River State, from Opobo in River State. Went to school in Port Harcourt, lived in Port Harcourt all my life, from primary to secondary school to A-levels. Then after A-levels, I got admission to Unilag. Immediately after Unilag, I got married, and I've lived in Lagos ever since. Well, it was fun for us because me and my husband were very young. My husband was 25, I was 21 and all that. But we learned on the job. We were friends. We were friends for 3 years when I was in Unilag, university, and we came out, we got married. So we're like children that just got married. But I had my parents. My parents were his very good friends. So when I get naughty, he would report me to my parents. When I didn't know these kind of duties were demands of somebody's wife, they would tell me this is my responsibility. I'm like, nope. I will agree to some, I will not agree to some. But I mean, it was fun. We had our ups and downs, but we kind of pushed through it. And then the children started coming, and it was a different ballgame. You know, when when you come from that kind of family, it's like part of your system. You don't really regard it as anything anymore. But sometimes I get the shock of my life because there was a time my in-laws came to Opobo for one ceremony, and I saw the king, and he gave me a hug and he gave me a pick, and they were like, "Whoa, the other Benin won't even shake your hand, as a woman." I'm like, okay. I mean, it's the same family, you understand? So we're used to that. I think we take it for granted. But maybe some other people say, you must call me a princess, you must call me that. I'm not into all those kind of things. I'm not at all. I've never been. So I can't start tomorrow. But King Jaja of Opobo, my great-great-grandfather. And my children, when they studied it in school, they went to Corona school. So they came, Mom, we're telling our teacher and our classmates that this King Jaja of Opobo, they told them about King Jaja of Opobo in school. And they said, that's my mommy's great-grandfather. Like, wow, no, it was like a big deal to them. For us, Absolutely, upbringing, my personal choice too, because you could be brought up one way and choose to go another way. You understand? One of my philosophies in life is like this: you're not the tallest in the world, you're not the shortest, you're not the prettiest, you're not the ugliest, you're not the richest, you're not the poorest. Oh, of course, get with it. Do you understand? If you're looking for beauty, there are more beautiful women than you. So if you're looking for ugly, there are uglier women. If you're looking for tall, you're looking for it. So what is it? Do you understand? You didn't come into this world with anything. You're not going to go with anything. So just be grateful to God for whatever you have or whatever you are. Work towards improving on it, improving your relationship with God Almighty and improving your relationship with your fellow human beings. That's my philosophy in life. So what's the point of carrying all the air and chips on your shoulder? It makes life heavier for you. Seven is my favorite number. It's a number for perfection, and I was born on the 16th of October. My star sign is Libra. We're always looking for perfect balance in everything. It's just an influence from the horoscopes, I'm told. But J is my husband's name, D is my name, and 7 is my favorite number. Lazy way of forming the name of a company, isn't it? So I did, and it stuck. And I knew I was going to go into couture, so that was it. Easy. I was a victim of circumstances. I keep saying it. I didn't really come into business to be a fashion designer, to go into fashion, and creativity has always been something that's innate. Okay, even before I started making clothes or doing this, I used to always give designers the styles that I want them to make for me. I didn't have tailors. But when I finished my NYSC at Nigerian Television Authority in Victoria Island, I decided I wasn't going to work there. I wanted to work in a more organized setup. You understand? Because of management traineeship, because I never worked all my life. My parents were very protective. I'm the last girl in the family. They were always very protective. So I said I wanted to work somewhere, and I prayed about it. And I got into Unilever. Then it was called Lever Brothers. And for 5 years, but the intensity of work there became a bit much for me because I was a young mother. I had 2 kids then. Was going on having the 3rd one, so it became a bit time. Sometimes Unilever was one of the biggest. When the international directors come in, we used to be the ones to host them with all the Unilever affiliates. Linters, the advertising agency used to be all the Nigerian breweries, USC, you understand, AJC, we're all the Unilever group. Sometimes I won't get home until 3 a.m. when we're hosting, and with kids in the house, it can be a bit much. So I prayed about it and I decided something has to give. It's either your family, your children you will not give them the attention they need then, and they were growing fast, or your job will suffer, and then you will not be happy whichever way. So I decided, you know what, let my priority be my family, and I decided to go back and I put in my resignation. That was not what I'm fine. When I did, my chairman refused to accept the resignation, so I had to use another way to encourage him to accept it. So I left Unilever. I said, okay, I wasn't the type of person that was suited for being a housewife. I wanted to do the kind of business I would do, but still have 100% time for the kids. So when the kids said, they're having something in school, I'm there, okay? I decided I was going to just market corporate gifts. When I was in Unilever, I was the assistant corporate affairs manager in charge of press. So, and being in Unilever at the corporate affairs level, I already knew a lot of companies. So I used that opportunity to get back to those companies and introduce my new business. And in the first year, I actually made more money than my 5-year stint in Unilever. So that was enough encouragement. You make more money doing your own business. You have more time for your kids, for your family, and for yourself. And you travel quite a bit because you have to go and buy the corporate gifts. So it was a win-win. Then, a few years down the line, the president, Olusegun Obasanjo, came in and said they were doing backward integration and they were going to stop the importation of all this corporate gift and a lot of other things. So we were actually forced to look inwards. And when we started looking inwards, that's when it hit me that apart from Big, that was being produced by Eleganza, we're not really manufacturing anything in Nigeria apart from textiles and maybe I think Eleganza was doing food flask or something. Which corporate body do you want to give as end of year gift? So what we had to do now, because a lot of my clientele were like Shell, Chevron, I started looking inwards. I said, okay, if I have to do something, I can do beddings, pillowcase trimmings, table covers, table placemat, napkins with fabrics like Ashok and Adira. I can do jute bags, you know. It came to me. So I had to go and buy one machine and employed one tailor. So sometimes they will call me. I did some samples. So when, even in Abuja, when they were going to have, like I remember the West African Women's Affairs, they had a conference. So they wanted jute bags, and we had about 1,000 or 2,000 jute bags, and that was quite nice. Plus, apart from the end of year, so that's it. But you know, after those periods, you have periods of lull, like you're not using the machine and the tailor. You have to be paying tailor for doing it. I'm like, why am I going to these people to make my clothes? Tailor, oh yeah. This is the style I want. I started first by giving some of my clothes, repeat it. You did well. So I started designing. I could sketch very well. I was a science student in school, but I could sketch really well. So I was sketching, would do well. And sometimes when I wear the clothes and I go to supermarket, some women will just call me, hey, I really like this thing you're wearing. Please, where did you make it? I'm like, okay, I'll give you the address. I give them the address. They started coming. Before I could say that, within 1 month, I had over 50 women I had to make clothes for. And the one tailor was no longer enough. I had to employ 2 others. That was how we started. From 2 to 4, then I had a whole factory before you could see that. I started making school uniforms, started doing all kinds of things. And then some of the magazines, like Genevieve magazine, looked at me and like, are you sure you make this outfit? I thought you were a broadcaster. I thought you sell. I said, yes, I did. So I did some photo shoot session for her, and I modeled the clothes actually. And whoa, I started getting calls from Paris, from the UK. I did DC Fashion Week, you know. I was just, and they will pay your ticket, pay your hotel, please come and showcase for us. Some will even say, please come and open the show for us. Some say, we want you to close this. I'm like, okay. There are places that I would never have thought of going to, like Burkina Faso. They will back me the top fashion designers there when the Alfadi does this thing once every 4 years. Alfadi in Niger. The Niger government sponsors it. He calls all, including Elisab, every international designer, they will go, especially the Moroccan ones, those North African ones, Indians. So they invite one designer from each country. So they used to call me to come because of what I used to work a lot with Ankara and SOUQ, and I do international acclaimed, how would I put it, couture outfits with Ankara, big hats, funny looking, structured clothes and all that. So that was how it went, you know. And I did all the magazines. I've won all the awards. So after a while, you know, I started thinking of concentrating on exports. In the process of doing that, my husband took ill. After 2 years, we lost him. So when I came back home, I gave a lot of things a lot of thought. My kids were still in school. My daughter got married. She was in Australia already. And then my kids, my two boys were still in school. So I said, look, this fashion design thing, it's not going to pay school fees in pounds sterling and dollars. So I said to myself, you know what? Why don't you give the man hours to the industry, the family business that were yielding the most income? That was how I started kind of just saying, you know what, let me just minimize it a bit. My core clients were still coming. So I kept the tailors, my experienced tailors that worked with for years. I kept few of them. And I kind of cut down on that business. I said, you know what, let me just go and face the family business and do this for the people who really know what I'm doing. And word of mouth goes. So I'm still doing that, but my priority is really not that now. When you look at me the first time you see me, you see a fragile woman that don't like to sweat, that's spoiled, that like to be kept. I'm like, what? Absolutely not. My husband didn't want me to do anything. He just felt he wanted to spoil me. I said, that's not how to love me at all. Please. It's either you kind of understand the person I am. I'm a very creative mind. This mind has to keep working, or I'll make life miserable for you, you know. What I will advise, even women who are willing to work, you don't even do one job. You must get at least more than 2 streams of income. Otherwise, you will not make ends meet. That is the truth of today's world. You understand? There are those ones that want to be kept, no matter how wealthy your husband is. Wealth is not static. Some people start today. When they retire, everything goes downhill. Some people mean well, they love you, they want to take care of you, but nature calls. They part ways. Some marry other women, some leave, some die. You understand? So anything can happen. I will advise them, everybody, try to be as independent as you can. Financially independent. I think you actually earn more respect when you do that. And then also, when things don't work out too well for the husband, no matter how rich you are, you don't have to put him through too much stress. You can take care of yourself, you can take care of yourself, you take care of him, you encourage him, but let him not feel that the world has come to an end. You know, a man feels happy when he knows that his back is covered, even when he's not making it. You understand? It doesn't make him lazy. It makes him very grateful. Yeah. So I will advise everybody, get something doing. Do something that will enable you to earn good income if you can. Do something that you also enjoy doing. I've always believed in garbage in, garbage out. Yeah? Garbage in is the stress abound. You cannot control that. But you can control your attitude towards stress. Stress is the #1 killer and ages of everything in this world. It's your attitude to stress that you have to manage, and that depends on you. What you put in your mouth also depends on you. your mind, your heart, your spirit, your soul. You have to be loving. You have to be forgiving. You understand? All that depends on you. So it's actually you that decides whether you're going to age gracefully or you're not. Forget about the genes first. It's true. You understand? Some people are so malicious. When you offend them once, oh my goodness, they will carry it in their chest, and the chest will be expanding, and they won't sleep well, and they begin to have problems. Meanwhile, the person you're angry with does not even know you exist. It's crazy. So for me, it's just be free and take life easy. Take it as it comes, and always be grateful to God. I'm too honest and straightforward. It's either I will be killed immediately, or because I will tell you the truth, no matter who's asked is God. I don't think I can play politics. I'm not a politician at all. I am a very straight shooter. I will tell you to your face when you're doing stupid things. That was my relationship with my mom, my dad, my husband. So most times, I'm the last girl in the house, so maybe when they were disciplining the first ones, by the time they got to my turn, they were a bit tired. So we could talk to my parents anyhow. But I don't do it to create whatever. I just feel that if anybody worth talking to, is worth talking to with honesty and integrity. And when you want to play politics, they will see something that is black. They will say it's yellow. I can't do that. For the love of me, I can't. So politics is not my call. And because of that, they will not allow your creativity to come out, your sincerity. What's the point? Yes. I'm actually planning some kind of I met some of my old models that are doing very well. And when you deal with a lot of these girls, some of them have traveled with me to Niger. Sometimes they'll tell you, bring 2 of your models. Some of them, we have very good relationship. We're going to do a reunion one of these days. It will be fun. And they are all calling, when are we going to do this? I say, don't worry, we'll get a reunion done. Because we need to revisit the fashion industry, see how things are going. They're doing well. The new ones are doing well. And I just pray that the environment will not discourage them, It's not just Nigeria, it's the world. Whatever is happening in Nigeria is what the truth is. A crate of egg in Nigeria is still cheaper than a crate of egg in the US and in the UK, even with the exchange rate. So it's not just Nigeria, the world is experiencing some kind of. The way I see it is like the pangs of birth before the child finally comes. That intense labor. And then when the child is born, everything is calm and beautiful, everybody's happy. I think we are just towards the end of the labor pain. It's going to get better, but we're going to pass through a lot of that before it gets better. And when it finally gets better, we'll all be smiling. But right now, the whole world, not just Nigeria, is crazy. If you look at listen to international news, it's actually crazier than here. I just pray. Yes, I live opposite. I won't even say it. On the street, one of the big men that live on that street, his birthday was yesterday, and the whole street was filled with beggars, hungry people. It was really crazy. I felt so bad. They were pushing each other, killing each other, fighting just to get a plate of jollof rice. It was very sad. It didn't used to be that bad. There were a few people who come hang around, but the whole street, I couldn't move anywhere yesterday because of it. But I hope it gets better soon, so that the best in all of us can come out. Because hunger and poverty can actually bring out the worst in people. Naturally, yes. I have an NGO that I do. What I do, I take girls young girls that are not able to complete school because of poverty, and I educate them. They understand. I try to pay school fees, help people. I believe in education and that. Yeah, because I don't believe in giving you the fish. I believe in teaching you how to fish. I have few of them from my place come stay with me. Some of them are able to stand the discipline. Some of them are not able. So the ones that are able to stay, they stay and they do very well. Some of them I train from a distance and they do well. So I've had university graduates, I have the levels, I have all kinds of things. That's what I do. And most people come to me naturally, not because I'm a trained mentor or anything. When you do anything out of love and out of sincerity of purpose, and because they see you as genuine, they listen to you. You understand? When you mean well, you tell people the honest truth, and they, you know, it's not easy sometimes, but yes, a kind of mentor.
Of southern Nigeria, beneath towering trees and amidst age-old traditions, grows a fruit as bitter as truth, but as valuable as gold. It's called bitter kola, known scientifically as Garcinia kola. This small brown nut hides layers of history, health, and hidden wealth. To the untrained eyes, it's just a bitter snack chewed by elders or hawked in traffic. But to the world of herbal medicine, pharmaceuticals, and agro-export, bitter kola is a plant of promise, a potent gift of the rainforest. Across communities in Ondo, Cross River, Edo, and the southeast, bitter kola has long been used for its medicinal properties, antibacterial, anti-inflammatory, and antiviral. In traditional medicine, it's a cure for cough, a guardian of the liver, a friend of fertility. But beyond tradition, global demand is rising. Researchers abroad are exploring its use in managing glaucoma, boosting immunity, and even fighting viruses. And while many countries import, Nigeria stands tall as a natural home of bitter kola. Yet, like gum arabic, most of our bitter kola is exported raw. No branding, no packaging, no processing. Just sacks of potent sent abroad for a fraction of what they are worth. Imagine this, a local SMA producing organic bitter kola supplements, branded extracts for the global herbal market, or dried sliced kola shipped to Europe, Asia, America, or capsules, oil, tea, cosmetics from a tree right in your backyard. If you're a youth, entrepreneur, or agro-lover, here is how to plug in. 1.
Take Nigeria because it's the mind that needs to first of all be rebranded.
It said it's going to be putting Nigerian labor, Nigerian content and materials first.
If you say Nigeria first and it is just us down here that, you know, are pushing that agenda, it's going to be a big struggle.
Do you think Nigerian firms, Nigerian organizations should start looking at getting their staff involved in this market or buying to keep for their staff? Within this side, let's also learn citizen diplomacy. See something. This is SOUQ business landscape.
Hello, good morning and welcome to SBL. This is SOUQ Business Landscape and it happens to be a beautiful Friday in Lagos. For those that are wondering, Lagos weather has a mind of its own. It's raining in Lagos. So I think right now we are still in the raining season because it's been raining all through. Yes, it's a beautiful day and this happens to be the last Friday of January 2026. By the time we'll be seeing you next, we'll be in February. So for those plans of 2026, they are running already and 1 month is gone. Today on SBL, we'll be coming up and telling you what you already know. The Naira has gone to 1,400 at the official price. Things are looking good. So we'll talk about that. We'll also be looking at NEL Fund. Now, NEL Fund is telling students, hey, we are extending the date the period you can apply for student loans. Hey, we'll also be talking about that. We'll also be looking at tax as it concerns alcohol. You heard it. It's a Friday and we'll talk. We'll go there. Then we deliberated about the Onitsha issue yesterday and we talked about it 2 days ago too. But hey, there's been a resolution. We'll bring all that to you and we want you to be part of that conversation. So go on all our social media platforms. SOUQ News Television. All of it. Join the conversation, like, follow, drop your comment, but most importantly, share. Let people know. My name is SOUQ, John Rogers SOUQ. And on this beautiful table on this Friday, we have Amin on the side, and we have the beautiful lady, Swift. Good morning.
Good morning, SOUQ. Good morning, Amin. Good morning, world. Good morning, Nigeria. The popular quote is think out of the box. But TD Jake says to think as if there is no box at all. And the plan for today is to broaden your horizons and we break the box. It's going to be nice. We gallant, we full ground. Stay with us.
Yes, stay with us because that box will sell it. Well, Amin is also here. Amin, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. SOUQ. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Nigeria.
You're welcome. Looking all dashy and very, very there. Now, yes, let's tell you straight that the Naira has hit a milestone. For over 8 months, well over 8 months, we are getting to this particular break. 1,400 Naira. That's good. Nigeria Naira has traded below 1,400 Naira to the dollar level on the official market for the first time in over 1 year. Now, this is making a key psychological and market milestone for the currency. The move signals improving sentiments following recent reforms in the foreign exchange market. Now, data from the Central Bank of Nigeria show that Nigeria foreign exchange market rate strengthened to 1,396 Naira 99 kobo for $1. That was on Thursday, yesterday, improving from 1,004.48. That's 1,400 Naira 48 kobo, recorded on Wednesday. The shift confirms the Naira's return below the 1,400 threshold after an extended period of weakness above that level. Analysts said the appreciation reflects improved liquidity, increased foreign inflows, and tighter market alignment under the CBN's reforms. However, they are cautioning that sustaining gains will depend on consistent FX supply. It also depends on stable revenue and investor confidence. That is for sure. Now, market watchers are saying the level remains a key support zone with further strengthening likely if, mark the word, if reforms hold. Now, between me and you, we want to wake up one day and see Naira at 800. Now, for those that are stacking and stashing dollars somewhere, I don't know what your mind is, but let's talk about it on this table. How is this going to affect food stuff? As in the common things now, the most common things. How is this going to affect it if we see this going down as fast as it's happening now?
Two things needs to happen. The value of the Naira needs to continue to gain strength, and we need more competitive businesses in our economy because what we've seen is that dollar has moved from almost 2,000 Naira to a Naira to what it is now, which is a little below 1,400. And people have not really seen differences in the prices of commodity. Pharmaceutical drugs, for example, has become more expensive. Prices have not dropped. So we need more competitive businesses that would disrupt the market. That is what we need. I'll give an example. There's a new restaurant now in Southwest, and they just eat Lagos. They are selling a very big bowl of rice with chicken with plantain for less than 4,000 Naira. You cannot find that anywhere. And they are making profits too. And they have offices in the prime areas too, in VI. So, and they are paying rent, they are paying whatever, they are paying what other businesses are hiding over, which is overhead. And they are still able to deliver affordable food for people. When you go there around the clock, from as early as 7 a.m., late till midnight, you see people queuing up. So we need people that can disrupt the market that way in, with other commodities, especially pharmaceutical drugs, food. Bags of rice have reduced from about 150,000 to less than 50,000 Naira now. bag of rice is selling for 45,000. But when you go to restaurants, food is still expensive. So you are wondering, it's not but somebody is disrupting the market now, selling big chicken, rice, and plantain for 4,000 naira. So we need more people to disrupt the market because it's not really reflective. Prices of fuel has crashed. I think we started from about 1,100, 1,200. Now we're around 800. But people that take commercial buses are still paying a lot. Even the government BRT, the prices is still expensive. Even for the government's own buses, the price is not reflective. So we need more people to disrupt the market. In the transportation business, there's shuttlers. I like them. They are not super cheap, but at least they have a price that is stable. People know what they are paying for. So if you want to take shuttlers throughout the month, for example, you are sure that this is what your transportation is going to cost. So we need more business people to participate and disrupt the market. The only way Nigerian businesses know how to do business is by greed profits. We need more people that are looking at the numbers and not just profits per unit. People that are looking at
short-term profits.
Yeah, people that are looking at the numbers, and that is what the new restaurant chain is looking at. So eventually they make more money than every other person because, like I said, they have constant traffic for over 12 hours, from 7 a.m. to midnight, which is like 13, 14 hours a day.
Okay. That's
Before you ask any question, please let's drop this. So, Oga has been telling
you say drop this.
Let us drop it. He has told us about the place that is 4,000. I think it makes sense for us to test and see that the Lord is good.
Can we say it makes more sense?
So that
are we putting it to you?
Are we on you? We put it to you now.
To do what?
We want to test if what you have said is true. So after SPL, we'll just go there so you can buy us the rice and the big chicken.
Do we need to go there?
Oh,
okay, let's stay on this table now.
Yes, back to the table.
Okay, looking at 8,004, it used to be 8,006, 8,008, at the point in time 1,009.
Yes.
And the black markets, as we call it, was holding sway. But right now we are seeing the official market now also being able to control the black market. So it's not like what it used to be before. You can't just get rich overnight thanks to a ringtone from CBN crediting your account, because that was what's happening before this particular administration.
Yes.
So everything has been floated. But right now we're seeing prices dropping, but just like Amin said, it's not directly reflecting on the everyday consumables.
Okay.
What should the government be doing now?
So before we run to the government, there's something we also need to know. It means the government should also be doing more. Because according to CBS News, the dollar has been sinking internationally. It has dropped 3%.
Okay.
So it means that with the way we are pushing our naira, there are still some saboteurs within government.
So it should have gone below 1.4.
It should have gone below 1.4. It should hit 800, like you said by now. Because if all over the world, the dollar has been sinking since January. In fact, they said it has hit its lowest in 4 years. It has been sinking for over 2 years. It's going down in every country. And so it means that it's not even going down fast enough because of all the reforms we are doing. Okay. We know that the federal government has been able to, at least right now, we now have our backing, our monies, what do you call it again in the bank, our reserves. Okay. We have our reserves. We have about $30-something billion. That is
47, and that's the highest in 10 years.
That is sitting pretty. The last time we had something this much was during Obasanjo's tenure. So the federal government needs to be pushing what is happening. Why is the dollar not even falling as fast as it was climbing? If there's a 3% decline and we are doing well. Now back to food prices. We would hold also federal, state, local government responsible. We're supposed to have a consumer protection council. We're supposed to have people who monitor what is happening. Why are they not monitoring? We saw during the Christmas, we saw the Mushin local government chairman come out and ensure that people that were carrying, I think, 500 for Mushin to Oshodi, he told them, what's me of this rubbish? Oh, yeah, 200. And he was there for over an hour, and he gave an instruction that this is come out. We saw some other local government people do it. We saw, I think, the governor in Ibadan or should come out and threatened. They were carrying, instead of 2,000 from there to Lagos, they started carrying 4,000. And it was like, Kilo Shele, there's no fuel, you know, and you see. So imagine if all states around Nigeria, 36 states, the governors pass a law that, look, we want to see food reduction, we want to see transportation reduction, we want to see A, B, C, D, to go back. We were talking about bread the other time, I think on air. There's only one place in Nigeria that has reduced bread. I'm not advertising them, Boko. Every other person is still selling that bread for 1.5, 1.3.
And the cost of flour has come down by over 40%.
In fact, as of between December to January, he hit a 28%. So there is, like I said, the local government, the federal government, and this is even for President Tinubu, because when he came in, people said, oh, he was the pharaoh that came to make the children of Israel cry. Because, of course, there was removal of fuel subsidies, a lot of hikes in prices and all that. Right now, things are stabilizing. He needs to be very intentional. His administration needs to be very intentional. They need to come out. They need to call people. Because every time they increase fuel, nobody talks about old stock. I was in a TV station, I was in a TV house the other time, trying to buy a television from somebody, and they were telling me that it's old stock they have. And I was showing them, this is the dollar rates. This is what this should be going for. It shouldn't be going for 1.5. It should be going for 1.2. And they said, it's old stock. And I said, for over how many years? But as soon as the dollar is increased, before it even reflects in the market, you increase your prices.
The old stock becomes new price.
Bam! So the federal government has a very critical role to play. We want to see cheaper food prices. We want to see transportation especially. There are so many things. Because if the taxation is going to come in place, it means you're going to be removing a chunk of people's salaries. If things are not going down, the inflation we are trying to fight, that we have been fighting since, is going to look as if the government is doing nothing. So for me, the ball is at their court right now. Election year is next year. The government needs to prove himself, doing a lot of wonderful things, but until the masses start to feel it, inflation is just numbers until the masses start to feel it.
Inflation is just numbers.
I'd like to add that the federal government should stick to the macroeconomics. The micro of it is the subnationals. Okay. The transportation example that you gave, it was effective because it was the local council that handled it. I can't imagine the Minister of Transportation deploying to all the neighborhood in Lagos, talk less of the entire Nigeria. So the subnationals needs to have their hands on deck to handle the micro of it. Government, the federal, should continue doing what they are doing in terms of the macro to make us look good, to attract investment. But when the investment comes, you know, he's going to be sitting in local councils in states. Those are the people that will determine whether they are giving them an enabling environment. If there is going to be a Omonile problem, you don't expect Tinubu to come and solve a Omonile problem for you when investor from Qatar is already here. So it's all hands on deck, and they all have their own resources. So they need to deploy, and they are the closest to the people.
Okay, now let's
before you run in, so imagine road safety stops a bus that is traveling from Lagos to Benin, and the federal government has said reduce prices. And like they used to do during the Abacha era, you tell me the price from Lagos to Benin. You tell me the fuel price, because Abacha's government suffered a lot of hindrances at that time. So we know
that particular period there was a manifest on the dashboard.
There was a manifest. So you tell me Lagos to Benin is 800 naira. And road safety stops you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, how much did they carry you people?
But we are no longer running that kind of economy. We are running an economy that supports competition.
That's what I'm saying. We support competition.
If government wants to fix prices, the economy is not going to work.
It is, you should not go beyond. It's like your mobile phone.
If you want to do that, ma.
That's
if
what
you want
saying.
to do if you want to do that.
All your mobile network, they are independent people. But there's a tariff, there's a price. SMS charges shouldn't be between more than 7 naira to 6 naira. Some people still charge 4, some charge 5, some charge 7. So it's your choice.
So we're looking at percentage of profit.
So you shouldn't be carrying from Lagos to Benin, for example, more than 2.5.
It's going to limit the economy.
You see?
Because investors are going to take the money elsewhere.
I will disagree with you.
No, hold on. Let me tell you what can work. Let me tell you what can work. What can work is that all the state governments and the federal government needs to invest in transportation that can move at least 70%. Other countries, if you go to all the major cities in the world, everybody take the government buses. So if you now choose to take private, is for, you want extra comfort, extra whatever, and that is what you are paying for. And there are so many of them working in that space, and that is how they come about Uber. For example, if government is going to dictate how much transportation will be, there will never would have been Uber.
So they are paid. My friend
but hold on. The way government is checking the prices is how much they charge on their own transportation. So if you are in London, for example, and you are in New York, if you want to take Uber, Uber will charge you whatever they want to charge you, $50, $40, $30. But you know behind your mind that if you take government buses, it's £3, it's £5. So if you choose to pay, then that is you. And then Uber cannot go too crazy because they know that people can just go and take a £4 bus or £3 train. So if government start investing in this mass transit, which is train, they are now doing train in Kano. Federal government is funding Lagos for the marina to Ibejuleki. So when they do that and they connect, people have alternative. For example, this Lagos to Ibadan, Lagos to Abeokuta, those buses cannot go too crazy because people can take train.
So now, can I come in? So why I would strongly disagree with you. About a year plus, my friend was in Qatar, and they took a private, the taxis are private owned, but police officers know the rates. So they know that, for example, from VI here, it's not supposed to be more than 2,500 or 3,000. Now, hold on. In Qatar, they realize that when tourists come in, there are some drivers who want to hike the price. And so, if you have been in Qatar before, and you have been chopped, people that will tell you that, okay, what you do is once they hike the price, you call the police, you start trouble, say you are not going to pay. Once the police officer comes, they check the meter. And once they check the meter, immediately they look at the driver starts to apologize. Now, why are these systems there? They are there because they do not want their foreigners, people that are coming in on tourist visas, to be chased away. The government understands the importance of the people and people not being cheated. The government also understands that the human factor will make you want to cheat people. What am I saying? Government pegs Lagos to Benin 2.5. Some people will carry 1.5. Some people will carry 1.8. If you feel you are too exclusive, 2,000. Road safety stops you the way they stop for routine checks. Ladies and gentlemen, how are you? Please, how much did you pay? No matter how they have threatened you in the park, somebody inside the bus will say, Ogbeni, 3,000 last so. And so the government is sorting it. As much as government should invest, government cannot, especially in Nigeria, we have too many things. If government is going to invest in BRT and trains, it means we are going to take another loan again. We are still owing.
Those are state
No,
not federal.
No, I'm saying federal. Wait, hold on, sir. Let's do this. Federal, state. So at this point in time, it's rub your hand, I rub mine. There are a lot of transportation businesses. Do we encourage them? Yes. But in Nigeria, we must put a peg. I will also go back to Singapore. In Singapore has one of the most effective economies. Why? Because there are rules and regulations. Transportations are pegged. Even for foreign investors that run, shipping is pegged. Everything is pegged. You don't go beyond. As small as if you go, you are looking at jail term. Why? Because when the country came in, they realized that there's something called human factor. Human beings will want to take advantage of people. And we have that factor in Nigeria. Rain falls, transportation for 500 goes to 1.5. You don't have a choice but to enter. Even the BRTs you are talking about, rain is falling, BRT people will tell you that the bus coming is not coming. You will see a BRT empty parked somewhere. The human factor. So if there are rules and regulations, not more than a certain price, guess what? The masses will feel the change that the government is bringing.
Okay, let me quickly add.
Yes.
Singapore that you made mention of,
yes,
and the Qatar that you made mention of, they don't run the kind of economy that we run. That is one. Secondly, in places where they have taxes, I agree with you. In London, in all these cities, the taxes, they have meters, which is like a way of the union and the government agreeing to say, this is how much we take. However, there are still private operators, and there are people that still opt for private operators. So it still goes to what I say, which is the meter taxes are there. The Uber are there. Government do not set price for Uber. Uber can say surge. Uber can say whatever and charge whatever. But as a consumer, you know that you have the alternative of meter taxi, government bus, and you can choose
Private luxury.
So at the end of the day, if you look at it, the concept of it is healthy competition. When there is competition, prices will come down.
Okay. Now, we want to see prices come down, want to see business also work, but let's look at the major staple, which happens to be bread. Why are these prices not coming down? We want to see the price of bread actually come down. Now, let's get straight to what's happening in the market, and we will go on a very short break. Now, the Nigerian exchange closed higher as trading activity slows, but it still closed higher. The Nigerian exchange closed higher on Thursday, that was yesterday, 29 January 2026, as positive investor sentiment lifted key indicators despite weaker trading activity. Now, total market capitalization rose by 239 billion to 105.74 trillion. Now, this recorded in previous season, reflecting renewed buying interest in select stock. Now, the all-share index gained 362.93 points to close at 165,527.31, up from 165,164.38. Now, market analysts are attributing the uptick to bargain hunting and positioning ahead of earnings releases, even as some investors remain cautious following recent volatility. Now, trading activity slowed compared with Wednesday's season. A total of 550.4 million shares valued at 14.14 billion naira were exchanged in 38,635 deals, representing a 12% decline in volume, a 14% drop in turnover, and an 8% fall in deals. Now, overall, 131 equities participated in trading, with 41 gainers and 27 losers, indicating a broadly positive market breadth despite lower activity. Now, we'll go on a very short break, and when we return, we'll be having a guest in the studio. He will be here to talk about an initiative that they are working on. Don't go anywhere.
Take Nigeria because it's the mind that needs to first of all be rebranded.
Idris said he's going to be putting Nigerian labor, Nigeria content and materials first.
If you say Nigeria first and it is just us down here that, you know, are pushing that agenda, it's going to be a big struggle.
Do you think Nigerian firms, Nigerian organizations should start looking at getting their staff involved in this market or buying to keep for their staff? Within this side, let's also learn citizen diplomacy. See something. This is SOUQ Business Landscape.
Fellow Nigerians, did you know that constituency and executive projects in your communities are not gifts from your legislators? They are projects sponsored by the legislators and funded by the federal government to improve your life and the lives of those around you. These projects belong to you. Without your vigilance, they might never be completed. Don't allow them to fade away into unfulfilled promises. Stand up, take ownership, monitor their progress, demand accountability, and report concerns to ICPC. Call our toll-free line now on 0800-2255-4272 or WhatsApp only on 0806-656-4726. This message is brought to you by the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, with support from MacArthur Foundation and the Center for Democracy and Development in Africa, CDD.
Idumota Market. Eko Idumota, once a residential neighborhood, is home to Idumota Market located on Lagos Island. It is one of the oldest and arguably one of the largest markets in West Africa. Idumota is a historic neighborhood adjacent to the Lagos port that facilitated the slave trade and later, under the British indirect rule, it surrounded to exports that fueled the colonial enterprise. Idumota was also the location of an Armed Forces Remembrance Cenotaph called Soja Idumota, built as a monument to Nigerian soldiers who served with the West African Frontier Force. An Eyo Masquerade statue and a clock tower are also some monuments at Idumota. Idumota market is so popular that large sales are recorded as early as 7 a.m. The market is made up of hundreds of locked-up shops occupying several multi-story buildings, with some measuring about 5 or more floors. In 2010, the Lagos State government demolished some illegal structures in order to improve vehicular and human movement in and around the markets. During weekdays, the neighborhood of Idumota is densely populated by shoppers, traders, and bus passengers. From the Carter Bridge, ascending into Lagos Island, passengers can see the neighborhood before disembarking at their final destination. Idumota market accommodates the substantial inflow of imported goods. The bulk of import from abroad are routed first through Idumota and then on to other markets through Nigeria and other West and Central African countries. The energy of private Idumota traders and wholesalers facilitate this activity, where millions of US dollars worth of wholesale is exchanged daily. Idumota Markets, SOUQ Enlightenment.
Fellow Nigerians, did you know that constituency and executive projects in your communities are not gifts from your legislators? They are projects sponsored by the legislators and funded by the federal government to improve your life and the lives of those around you. These projects belong to you. Without your vigilance, they might never be completed. Don't allow them to fade away into unfulfilled promises. Stand up, take ownership, monitor their progress, demand accountability, and report concerns to ICPC. Call our toll-free line now on 0800-2255-4272 or WhatsApp only on 0806-656-4726. This message is brought to you by the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, with support from MacArthur Foundation and the Center for Democracy and Development in Africa, CDD.
Take Nigeria because it's the mind that needs to first of all be rebranded.
Idris said he's going to be putting Nigerian labor, Nigeria content and materials first.
If you say Nigeria first and it is just us down here that, are pushing that agenda, it's going to be a big struggle.
Do you think Nigerian firms, Nigerian organizations should start looking at getting their staff involved in this market or buying to keep for their staff? Within this side, let's also learn citizen diplomacy. See something. This is SOUQ Business Landscape.
Hello and welcome back to SBL. This is SOUQ Business Landscape. From time to time, we take out time and really focus on human stories. Focus on life, focus on the reason why we are on this earth. And we bring awareness and talk about issues that affect us. Now, it might not affect you directly, but in one way or the other, you can play a part in making sure that awareness on issues are heard. And for those that will need help or education is also extended. So for today, we'll be looking at cerebral palsy. And there has been this particular person that over the years, I've known him for getting to 15 years right now. And he's been steady. He lives his comfort and try to bring awareness to this particular issue. And we have no other but Ajero David Obaro. Sir, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
It's nice having you here. For those that might not know, he is the world rapper man. So for over the last years, when you see somebody with that long Urobo rapper running on the express, be it interstate or within the state, he's the person we have in the studio today. You're welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Okay. Swift is still here. Swift is going nowhere. And she will be here and helping us let you know what's happening and how you can play your part in letting this knowledge and assistance get to where it's needed. So what exactly are you doing with the Cerebral Palsy Initiative this point in time?
On the 1st of January 2026, we started a campaign to draw attention to cerebral palsy, and it's been like doing minimum of 10 kilometers every day since the 1st of January. Today is day 30. And the highest I've done so far is a full marathon plus 1 kilometer, which is for 3 kilometers. Why am I running? People always ask, why are you running? What's chasing you? Who are you chasing? Well, I'm running to create awareness for cerebral palsy and special needs people. And anytime I run, I don't have money to give to people or support some kind of things, but I have the energy and God has given me the strength and ability. So I use my gift to turn it around, flip it to raise funds. And now I'm running, selling my step 1,500 each, and all $1. So I need to run as many kilometers as I can.
Okay. Now, for those that have children with cerebral palsy, or you're living with someone with cerebral palsy, or you have a child that the child has not even come yet, but they've told you that, hey, this is this. Where are they likely going to get help, assistance, or some form of education, or some support group? Where should they head to?
Thank God for this age and time. With technology, just use your phone, PM, just check. Support groups are everywhere. I never knew I don't have any cerebral palsy person. This is not my daughter, but now she's my goddaughter because of the love we've formed over time. It might surprise you to know that she ran with me 1 kilometer on the 1st of January. Yes, I was pushing her on the wheelchair. And when I stopped, she started crying that she wants to still run. And I told her, I said, no, you can't run. It's already getting hot. The weather is changing. And if we keep pushing you on the wheelchair, we might not be able to do 10 kilometers. Because we're running a virtual marathon that day, a road race that day. And we're working with time. They're running the race in Kiribo, Ondo State. We are running it in Lagos. So there will not be time. So I just said, okay, you need to go inside the car and we'll run our race.
I'm so sorry, I need to ask. First of all, I want, because people are at home, I'm also confused. How did you meet this person? I want to track this story. This beautiful young girl, what's her name? How did you meet her? And how did you decide to carry her story to start to run a marathon with it?
Coincidentally, the father is my classmate. But I never knew what he was going through. And he never told any of us.
Wow.
You know, we just know that this guy is passing through some challenges because we have association. But he never tell us what he's going through. Okay. And one day he just like broke down and yes, and I was like, guy, what did they happen? And I opened up. I said, really? So you've been going through this thing and you're not telling anybody. So what are we going to do? He said, look, you don't tire, you know, but I said, well, there's nothing we can do, but we can do something.
Yes.
So let's do something. What can we do? I said, okay, I'm running a race next week, my mangrove marathon. Okay. I'll dedicate all my running steps to your daughter. And I did, and God just took it from there. A fire sparked. It was about early December. And after the mangrove marathon, it became a burden to me. I tried to drop it. The more I tried to drop it, the more
people asking.
You know, they're not even people. I can't sleep. I was just beginning, my brain just began to work. Okay, this is what we need to do. This is what we need to do. This side has just come. Okay, 56 days. Why 56 days? I turned 56 last year. I did not celebrate. I said, okay, let me celebrate my birthday by running a half marathon every day. And I dedicate it to Ogne Kewe. That's how it started. And I did meet her the 1st of January.
Wow.
And when I met her, the connection just sparked. She loves dancing.
Oh my God.
No.
How old is Kewe, by the way?
Kewe turned 14, 5th of January.
Beautiful.
You know.
Wow. Thank you for what you're doing.
Thank you. Now, this is one part we get to see mostly in Africa, where parents and wards get to keep their kids indoors because of cerebral palsy. People also ascribe it to all manner of things. Please, I think we need more education on this. We need more enlightenment on this. And please, that the child or the person has cerebral palsy does not mean that that person cannot function. It just means that person needs extra care, extra attention, and also extra helping hands. But how has this race been in the last 30 days?
Not enough. It's tough. There are times you want to give up.
Yes.
Especially when yesterday was a mad day. I mean, the word. I was running on the road and the police accosted me. They temporarily stopped our race. And it was really harassment. That's not the first time. The police arrested me yesterday at SOUQ. They destroyed in between when we're having the not understanding me. Simple. I have everything on my shirt. It's really simple. I'm running for cerebral palsy. They say, why should I be running with a Nigerian flag? I never knew the pastor B that's running with a Nigerian flag is a crime.
Okay.
So when I asked, if it's a crime, show me your arrest warrant. I will go with you anywhere. And we've been saying these things. There are challenges, yes, but simple challenges can be surmounted with just simple understanding. You needed not to escalate what happened yesterday. If not for one lady that came out from her car to really stop what was happening, it would have been something else.
Wow, thank God for women. We keep
you
doing
don't play with
fantastic
women.
thing. Yes. No, please. So the next question I want to ask you is, you've been running for a while and you always carry the Nigerian flag, which is important.
I've been doing that since 1985.
Why do you think, what motivates you to carry the flag? Yes.
I was a cadet 1985. And while a cadet in school, I rose to become the recruitment officer. So that was a very number 3 position in our school as a cadet. And I tried to go into the academy. As a matter of fact, those who are in hem of affair in the military now are my mates.
Okay.
So I've always believed in Nigeria. Maybe that's why God brought me here. I've always believed in Nigeria. Why I carry the flag when I'm running? I pray for Nigeria while I'm running. The flag goes up 6 a.m., comes down 6 p.m. So those periods I carry the flag is load for me, but I still carry the flag for one reason. Nigeria go better. It might be tough, but it will be.
Yes,
so I pray my prayers, I carry Nigeria, but that same Nigeria will be dragging me. My rapper.
But don't worry.
When I'm running and you hold my rapper, I can't run. Leave my rapper alone, let me run.
How has the support been?
Oh, you never can say it's not been as we expected. In my place, there's a word we say in Yoruba, ikopajigo. What does that mean? 1 naira, 1 kobo, na money. I thank everybody around the world, Nigerians. It's not easy to support causes like this at this time. It's not what I expected. As a matter of fact, my jailer, you might not understand that. My jailer, I've been in prison, self-incarceration in Freedom Park. And my jailer just informed me yesterday that you might not be going because we've not gotten what we're expecting you to raise. And if we don't get what we expect you to raise, the whole exercise is not worth it. So I'm begging Nigerians and fans around the world, please do the needful. I'm not saying I miss my home. My home is not that beautiful, but I need to do some other things. Let's surprise those naysayers. When I told people many years ago that I will sell my running step, they say it's not possible.
Yes.
We're doing it now. So let's do the needful, please. There are people out there who are looking for causes to support. This morning, no one comes to me. 100% goes to cerebral palsy for KWS therapy and education.
So quick question. If I want to give, how do I give? What are the websites where?
There is a donation. UBA account is on my shirt, is on our page. If you go to YouTube, World Rapperman page is there. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, World Rapperman, WRAPPERMAN. It's a UBA account. It's 212-4244-685. Ogwa Peace Oyechi, 212-4244-685. It's a UBA account.
Okay. We will also post that later on. You can also check up the pages from the Freedom Park, because this is a collaboration with the Freedom Park. You can also check up their pages and support this particular cause. Is it just one? And we are also putting our hands to the particular plow and saying we will support you and we will do our best to see that we extend help and extend knowledge and education to where they are meant to be. Thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you, sir, for having me.
Thank you.
It's nice seeing you again.
You're welcome. Yeah, for those that are watching and asking what's happening, it's still SBL. Don't go anywhere. Remember, go to all our social media platforms and let's share. We'll continue after this break. Don't go anywhere.
Take Nigeria because it's the mind that needs to first of all be rebranded.
Idris said he's going to be putting Nigerian labor, Nigeria content and materials first.
If you say Nigeria first and it is just us down here that, are pushing that agenda, it's going to be a big struggle.
Do you think Nigerian firms, Nigerian organizations should start looking at getting their staff involved in this market or buying to keep for their staff? Within this side, let's also learn citizen diplomacy. See something. This is SOUQ Business Landscape.
When you visit Lagos for the first time and Google fun or recreational places in the city, at the top of that list will be Freedom Park. Located in Lagos Island on Broad Street, Freedom Park over the years has become home to the Nigerian arts and the culture at large. From annual big shows like the Lagos Theatre Festival, celebration at the Lagos Poetry Festival, to local festivals that celebrate literature, music and arts, Freedom Park is one of the most visited recreational sites in Lagos for both local and tourist people alike. A place to mingle, unwind, or simply just have fun. Freedom Park, however, hasn't always been a place of fun and games. It has a history that dates to 1861, when Lagos was made a British colony. In 1885, Freedom Park was built as a fortified prison from imported bricks. It was referred to as Her Majesty's Broad Street Prison. Some prominent political prisoners were held in the prison, people such as Herbert Macaulay, Michael Imodu, and Obafemi Awolowo. In 1979, Her Majesty's Broad Street Prison was destroyed, reduced to a dumping ground. It was later rebuilt in the 1990s, celebrated in 2010, Nigeria's 50th Independence Day. Freedom Park still holds a bit of its history within its walls. In the museum, where there are pictures and artifacts. Some of the old prison facilities have been converted into leisure facilities that people visit and enjoy today.
Fellow Nigerians, did you know that constituency and executive projects in your communities are not gifts from your legislators? They are projects sponsored by the legislators and funded by the federal government to improve your life and the lives of those around you. These projects belong to you. Without your vigilance, they might never be completed. Don't allow them to fade away into unfulfilled promises. Stand up, take ownership, monitor their progress, demand accountability, and report concerns to ICPC. Call our toll-free line now on 0800-2255-4272 or WhatsApp only on 0806-656-4726. This message is brought to you by the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, with support from MacArthur Foundation and the Center for Democracy and Development in Africa, CDD.
Take Nigeria because it's the mind that needs to first of all be rebranded.
Idris said he's going to be putting Nigerian labor, Nigerian content and materials first.
If you say Nigeria first and it is just us down here that, are pushing that agenda, it's going to be a big struggle.
Do you think Nigerian firms, Nigerian organizations should start looking at getting their staff involved in this market or buying to keep for their staff? Within this side, let's also learn citizen diplomacy, see something. This is SOUQ business landscape.
Wale Soyinka, born Akiwande Oluwole Babatunde Soyinka on July 13, 1934, in Abeokuta, Ogun State, southwest Nigeria, stands as one of Africa's most celebrated literary figures and a global icon of resistance against oppression. His life and works reflect an unwavering commitment to justice, culture, and the transformative power of arts. Soyinka was born into a Yoruba family in colonial Nigeria, an environment that exposed him to both traditional African culture and Western education. His father, Samuel Ayodele Soyinka, was a school headmaster, while his mother, Grace Eniola Soyinka, was a devoted Anglican. This blend of indigenous and colonial influences deeply shaped Soyinka's world. Soyinka attended Government College Ibadan and later proceeded to the University College Ibadan, where he studied English and literature. Soyinka completed his education at the University of Leeds in England, earning a degree in English and later a doctorate degree. In the late 1950s, Soyinka began working as a dramaturgist at the Royal Court Theatre in London. However, his passion for storytelling and cultural preservation drew him back.
Take Nigeria because it's the mind that needs to first of all be rebranded.
Idris said he's going to be putting Nigerian labor, Nigerian content and materials first.
If you say Nigeria first and it is just us down here that, you know, are pushing that agenda, it's going to be a big struggle.
Do you think Nigerian firms, Nigerian organizations should start looking at getting their staff involved in this market or buying to keep for their staff? Within this side, let's also learn citizen diplomacy, see something. This is SOUQ Business Landscape.
Yes, welcome back. It's still SBL. Amin is here and Swift is here. Now let's go straight to NELFund. Now, NELFund is extending student loan application deadline to February 27th. NELFund has extended that particular deadline. So if you know you are a student and you have not applied or you thought it has closed, the application is going to continue till 27th February 2026, giving applicants additional time to complete their submission. Now, the extension is aimed at easing pressure on students and institutions amid high demand and ongoing verification processes across participating tertiary institutions nationwide during the current admission cycle period. Is this a plus? Straight one, as is a plus or is it plus?
Yeah, for the student loan.
For the student loan and for the institutions.
Yeah, it's plus for us. This is how we can sustainably run the federal institutions.
Okay.
There is no doubt about that. And this is how we can bridge the gap of our illiteracy and our uneducated people. This is how we can bridge the gap. And unlike the economies that we are trying to copy, our student loan is interest-free, and there is no any strict way that government is trying to recover the loan yet. Eventually, I know for it to be sustainable, we have to find a way
of
recovery eventually. But with the current condition that we have, where a lot of our graduates are not able to be gainfully employed, we need to be careful on how we work around our recovery policy.
Okay.
But overall, for me, at this time, this is how we can sustainably run our federal universities and bridge the gap of the
haves and not-haves.
People that needs to be educated. And this is something that has worked before. In the 70s, there was student loan.
Was there student loan or just scholarship, or it was free?
There was actually student loan.
Yeah, but it was also free at a particular point in time?
Yes. Yeah, in the Western region, there was student loan. But at the federal level, there is, Western region, there was scholarship during Awolowo. But at the center, at the federal government level, there was actually a board for student loans that worked.
Okay.
And when this administration was bringing back the idea of student loan, there are so many people that came out to say, oh, they were beneficiary of student loan. And I even see a couple of professors and some politicians that pay back their loan, that they say, oh, I'm still owing from the 70s, and they actually pay back.
Okay.
Recently.
Sometime last year, we had this issue of the loans not being disbursed early.
I was about to say disbursement issues, yes.
Not being disbursed early. So what can they do right now to make sure that we tackle those particular issues and it doesn't follow us into 2026?
I don't want to sound like an APC card carrying member.
Are you?
I'm not.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not yet, but I may soon join.
Come again?
Where the trajectory is going, but let's keep that for another day. Basically, there was, I want to say big ups to them, because it seems as if all the complaints of students, they have put it together. So the first issue students said was, when the portal is opened, at the time when it's supposed to close, they start to have issues. Some people who have applied before, it seems as if their forms just come out that, it wasn't approved at the last minute. Okay. Some people complained they had disbursement issues. So you applied for 500,000, but you are getting 200,000, and you are not informed on time, and your parents have not gathered money, you understand, or you haven't made up the extra funds and all that. So this is a good one. Some people also complained about the fact that the funds that were disbursed were according to the last school fees. So let's say 2024 section, medical students were paying 220,000 in Unilag, and as of 2025, of course, medical students, let's say they are now paying 350. I don't know the prices, please. I'm just giving examples. And so they were being given 250. Which is supposed to be 350. So all these issues right now, the extension is so that these issues can be tackled correctly, which is what we need, because we don't want our young people to be under pressure. It's good that there's a loan. It's good that people can now, get to the loans easier, access loans easier. But we also don't want them under pressure. We want the right things done at the right time. So we're happy about that.
Okay.
Yes.
While we are happy about this, we also want to talk to the students and the institutions. There is a way. So when there is a way, there will be means. There is a way right now. So be informed. You have no excuse. Go there, write those JAM, go for those direct entry, apply for those particular institutions. If you want to go this particular route for a certificate in schools, fear not, apply. It's your country. Nobody is more Nigerian than you. Now let's get to what's happening on tax, as it contains science and contains alcohol. This is a Friday. Now the federal government is planning higher excise duties on alcohol and tobacco goods. You heard that. Federal government may raise excise duties on alcohol, tobacco, and other so-called sin goods. I like that part of sin goods. As part of tax and revenue reforms linked to 750 million World Bank financing program. Now, the move is aimed at boosting non-oil revenue and strengthening fiscal sustainability. The World Bank disclosed this in its implementation status and result report on the Nigerian Accelerating Resource Mobilization Reform Program for Result Facility. It said Nigeria's current excise rates on sin goods remain very low compared with peers, limiting their effectiveness as revenue and public health tools. Now, according to the report, concrete steps are now underway to review and increase excise duties, with implementation expected from 2026 under the reform program. Okay, now, I remember on this particular table, I mean, you were here some weeks ago. We said, okay, good enough, fine. Let's look for how we can export our own brand of alcohol out of this country. Now we are seeing tariff and excise duties coming on the ones that are coming in on alcohol, tobacco, and some other sin products that we might not be able to call their names in the mornings. Is this a step in the right direction?
It's a step in the right direction. From the editor said it all, is win-win. It's going to help our indigenous breweries. It's going to generate revenue for us, and it's going to check health too. It's going to check excessive drinking as well. People will check their habits.
If you say excessive drinking, if it's the one that are coming in that the tariff and an excise duty is going to be on, the ones that are local, I can, okay, good and fine. If I can't buy this for 20,000 anymore, I can transfer the 20,000 to my local brew, and I'll get more quantity.
Well, for people that are fond of the foreign drink, it's going to check their habits.
Okay.
And like I said, it's going to help the local breweries. There are few companies that are brewing our own local alcohol, from palm wine to other type of local alcohol that we get from different agricultural products. Yeah. So this is an advantage that they can take advantage of this initiative to eat more shelves, eat more pubs, and more places for people to see them as an alternative, affordable alternative.
Heavy
and explore
exports
too as well.
Heavy alternative advantage. Now, Swift, if we look at the revenue that came from alcohol last year, it was significant.
It was pockets.
It was, well, we need to find that. It was way, way significant.
Yes.
Now we are looking at our ability to see more revenue coming thanks to tariff and excise duties. But now we're also looking at the local production. Like, we always say, let's grow that. Let's grow that. Oblate season has come. Oblate season has gone.
It's not gone. February 14th.
Okay, sorry. February 14th.
For the lovers.
Now, how can we go beyond just producing? Because we also need to export.
Yes.
We don't need to consume. We also need to export. So how can we push that particular one? And also, those that will be putting tariff on, don't you think that the people on the other side
because that's
will also tell us, if you tariff us, we tariff you?
That's the complaint I wanted to have. I think the federal government should take it easy. I know that taxation is important and all that, but the truth is a lot of Nigerians, we enjoy foreign brands. And I don't think it's time for us to take away the foreign brands, because to Nigerians, to the typical Nigerian guy, once you've made a kind of money, a foreign brand means you have arrived compared to the local brand.
Yeah, you pay for it.
No, it's just a
your class of people.
An ego booster for young men and young women. If you go and add too much money and you know you are trying to downplay it won't be very nice.
It's just you put more class to it.
I'm just saying.
There's no way I can sit with you on this argument.
Yes.
The only way everybody in this country can afford a good life is when we depend on what we produce. There's no two ways about it. There's no shortcut. There's no any other way to say it.
We totally agree with
if
you.
we want everybody...
Even Americans demand German whiskey from time to time.
No.
Yes.
Hold on. American buy some foreign goods, right? But the biggest companies in the world, 10 of them, they are all American companies. So if they decide to drink just whiskey from Germany,
we have beer in Nigeria that is produced here. I don't want to start calling names. In fact, we have a former governor who made a conscious effort to ensure that a brewery was set up in his state so that we have local beer, please. So we have beer here.
No. Hold on, I'm getting somewhere, man.
I don't want to say beer.
I'm going somewhere.
Yes.
If we want everybody to be gainfully employed, we want our currency to be very strong.
I agree.
There's no two way about it. We have to consume what we produce. And if, for example...
I'm not saying we shouldn't. I'm just saying the federal government should be nicer. Instead of a 15%, they should bring it to 7.5. Because see, we are Nigerians. One of the reasons why we are the happiest people in the world is because we shayo shefaji.
No.
If it's not too expensive, I'll shefaji more. That's a problem.
Exactly. So even in China, a doctor made an example of China and the British about opium in the 80s, where China had to put a lot of tariff or even banish opium altogether because it was affecting their productivity. Alcohol is affecting our productivity in Nigeria.
Bro, have you seen the bus drivers? They hire, they deliver.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. They are route delivers.
You cannot be advocating for drunk driving.
I'm not advocating. I'm just saying.
Swift. Thank you. Now, for every brewery out there, we want to see you make profit. We want to see more of what is happening in Akwa Ibom, what is happening in Abia. We want to see states that have no religious issues with breweries have their own breweries. We want to see the foreign products coming, but let's see those tariffs on them. If you are the big boy from the class of Swift that can afford it, good and fine. Then let's know that you are the big boy when you afford it.
The foreign companies should come and set up their breweries here.
Beautiful.
And employ our people.
Thank you very much. So for those made in Scotland, drunk in Nigeria, we can also...
But I hope you know that part of the taxation, every alcoholic brand, even in Nigeria, are going to be taxed. So for example...
exercise duty for local brands.
Yes, that's what we are saying.
So,
like I said, drinking is a way of relaxation. This is an African thing. In the evening, it has come with our forefathers. At night, they go to the moonlight ground and the sun is shining or the moon is shining and we dance and we touch the maidens. This is an African thing. So once you increase it too much, you take away our roots of joy.
We use it to fund education and roads.
We need the joy, bro.
Swift, do us a favor. When you go that route, try and censor some. So, yes, we are still here and we want to see those jobs, we want to see everything. But please, when you're taxing, please, let's also remember that we'll get to share this VAT at the end of the day. So for states that are saying no to the breweries, be nice. Let those that want to drink. The breweries might not come, but give them places where they can go and drink. Now let's talk about this particular issue that we've had for 2 days running and has to do with the issue stemming from the Ochanja market, the main market in Onitsha versus the state governor. Now the traders have come out to pledge full operation and the sit at home on Mondays has to stop. Now traders at the Onitsha main market have pledged to resume full commercial activity, ending compliance with the long-standing Monday sit at home directive. This decision marks a significant shift in trading behavior at one of West Africa's largest markets. Now, this followed sustained pressure from the Anambra State government, the governor to be precise. Market leaders said the agreement was reached after consultation with state authorities, mind you, security agencies, who assured traders of improved safety, not just in the market, and protection for lives and property from your house to the market. That is where the issue is always, not just in the market. So we talked about this here. I would say, hey, dear governor, you have to find ways and not just take authority or take powers in your hands. These people are victims. Even if there's a whole lot of story, go after whoever is causing this issue and not over 1 million set of people. Now they've reached a compromise. This is a plus for everybody.
Yeah.
So where should we go from here? Or what lessons should we take from this?
From the beginning, I feel the action is a misplaced priority. If the governor wants to show of force, he should bring the culprit of the enforcers of the sit-at-home to book. That is how he can instill confidence in security for the people. However, we are here already. It's not enough for the market administrators and leaders and the market people to agree that they will come on Monday. The most important thing is the governor now have to guarantee their safety, because if we see what we used to see in the past, for people who don't know, parents taking their kids to school on Monday are stopped. In some cases, they take the life of the parents. Traders trying to sell on Monday lose their life, lose their goods. That is where we are coming from, and that is how Monday sit-at-home was enforced by IPOB, that the federal government has described as a terrorist group. So people just don't decide to say they want to sit at home on Monday. Some people instill fear in them by taking their life and by punishing them. So if the government wants people to come on Monday for full economic activity to resume, the government, first of all, their priority is to book the perpetrators, this criminal element. They have to bring them to book. If you have not bring them to book and you want people to resume activities on Monday, you have to be able to protect them. Because for every property or life that anything might happen to on Monday is going to be on the government, because you are forcing people to come on Monday, and I've not seen evidence that suggests that you have fixed the root cause of this, which are the criminal elements that are enforcing Monday sit-at-home. In my own opinion, if your citizens are convinced and they can see that all the criminal elements that are enforcing sit-at-home are brought to book, they are jailed, the people that took people's life get their capital punishment that suits, the crime that they commit, people will happily come out on Monday.
Coming out on Monday, the market is saying we'll come out on Monday. I still remember your point of your stance the last time. The governor should close the market.
It doesn't change, which he has done. And now we have seen the market leaders come out to say, look, we are going to. Because the governor, because the governor had 3 rules, he said. He said, look, it was hotter in other states than it was in our state. And other states have been able to come to a compromise, and the sit-at-home has been kept down. In other places all over the states, from banks to federal parastatals, state parastatals, schools, people have started continuing their normal activities on Mondays. So why is it only this particular market? Other markets are opened on Mondays and nobody has attacked them. Why is it only this particular market? And then by the time we saw the traders come out, we saw that some bad elements, because I know it's not a lot of the traders, were singing certain songs that were saying, look, they were loyal to Nnamdi Kanu. So, and that was what the governor was saying, that look, this is not that there's no more security. We have sorted the insecurity. What I'm saying is some people are trying to take a stand, and some people were calling for his release and all that in the songs. But the governor was like, when he was interviewed, that look, we are skipping it for 1 week. And like I said, by the time you are hungry for 1 week, and the people are supplying you food, well, they have agreed.
That did not work.
The marketers have now agreed, or the market
remember, there is an agreement on both sides. The governor has said,
that's what the governor is saying. The governor has been saying we will provide sales. So now, but they have refused. So it is the hold on now. I don't want to use the terminology.
Let's go back to the story.
Yes.
Right. we should not put the victim on one side and
we are
pushing
not
on the
putting
victim.
any
the market
victim.
people are the victim.
We are
Let's not make that
look,
mistake.
I'm sorry to put this way.
But are they the victim, yes or no?
Look, everybody is the victim here. Even the government is the victim.
The governor is not the victim.
Oh
he
my
was
God.
elected. If he's not, then he should leave that place.
Everybody is the victim
If
here.
the governor is the victim, then he should leave that.
Security operatives have been killed too there. On information from people within the market, alleged. So those people too were the victims. Police officers, military officers, they were also the victims.
Have you been to the southeast on a Monday before?
My darling brother,
Have
I've
you
not
been
been to the southeast in the last 10 years.
Okay. Let me update you. If you go to the southeast on a normal day, let's say before this particular issue, you could stay here and see police checkpoints. You will see 4 police checkpoints, which was not good in the first place. But because of a lot of insecurity and all that, people said, okay, it's okay. But on the Monday, those checkpoints you see from Tuesday to Sunday are not there.
Do you blame them? Officer, how much do you pay officer, please?
Okay.
Please, but let's leave.
No, Swift, stop. You are the one that said that the people should go to the market. But you're telling me, do I blame the security people?
Well,
the market
like
people
I
should now
said,
be the ones to go and put their heads
like
in
I
front?
gave examples during the Christmas period, which is what I did, which is where my premise for the argument came up. The same group who had said people should not go on Mondays had come out and officially released a statement from however they released and said, look, you are safe now. Come out. Come home for Christmas and the Yuletide. Nobody will be attacked. At least to a large extent to what I know, because I know how many of my friends traveled. I know how many of my friends came in from South Africa, Germany. They didn't stay in Lagos like usual. They went home. They had a good time. In fact, I have 3 of them. I have 3 of them who were staying.
If you're financially stable.
I had 3 of them who used to come from Germany and stay in Lagos. They went home. In fact, 2 are still in the village enjoying their lives.
Swift.
So the governor was saying, if these people could guarantee security.
Which people?
The IPOP people.
Oh, IPOP is now guaranteeing security?
They said people can come home. They released the statement, and that was what made the friends I have go home.
Allegedly.
And of course, the government too claimed that, oh, we have put security in place so you are safe. But people went home, and to a large extent, we didn't hear of the horrible attacks, people being kidnapped, people being killed, and all that. And it was a good holiday. So what the government is saying is, if the security are in check, then everything can return to normal. If from the 1st of December till now, there has been no mahab, this is January already, everything can return to normal. Let's stop acting as if things are not normal. And I support.
Okay, yeah,
because for economics.
Yes. We'll get it. Now, when something that is bad, doesn't matter whether it's bad or good, goes on for a very long time, it turns to be a culture. So over time, we've had that culture of sit at home on Mondays. And that Monday has not been good for those on that side. On this table of the suggestion that, dear Soludo, why not go to Abia State and ask what they did there to be able to overcome that particular issue?
I'm not from the southeast, and I don't have a detailed idea of how it works, but I do have a good memory of Nyesom Wike as the governor of Rivers State when IPOP tried to penetrate Rivers State.
What did he do?
He stamped it out. He didn't wait for the federal government. The crops of governors that we have now, when it comes to revenue, they are the governor. When it comes to delivering good life and protecting their people, they claim they are not governors. Nyesom Wike, IPOP was going to penetrate Rivers State and start Monday sit at home. He resisted it, even though he was not in the same party with the center, even though he was not on the same page with the center. Nyesom Wike will go into history as one governor from the subnational that took the federal government to court on multiple cases. And within the power of him being a governor, he resisted IPOP. Not only that, there were other groups terrorizing the city. There's a popular one, Tubaba, where they said you would just see a pregnant woman and kill them in broad daylight, and he was walking free. Nyesom Wike brought him to book and gave justice to the people. There are so many shrines that he destroyed as the governor, and he brought normalcy to Rivers State. Since his time as governor till now, there might be political crisis, but there is no any group or person
That's
terrorizing
the livelihood of the people.
in Rivers State. So that is what I expect the governor should do. Nobody, no group or person, no non-government body should be sending circular to people about their safety and guaranteeing their safety. That is an anomaly. It means the governor is not in charge. If it takes a non-government body to be sending circular to people on which people goes to trade and which they not to trade. So the governor needs to resign and let somebody else that can protect the people be in that government.
But I'm happy you put it to, you talked about Wike, because at that point Wike also insisted that everybody must go on their normal activities. And he said anybody from federal power status to state.
Before he said go on your normal activities, let's always get this right. You don't put people in a harm space.
We agree with you.
Good, but that is what we are trying to say now. He first dealt with the issue
and
showed the people that I will deal with the issue now and continue to deal with the issue
Which is what the governor did. Soludo moved around on a Monday, which Wike did too. On a Monday, it was on a Monday Soludo made the statement. Which Wike did too. Wike moved around on a Monday.
I don't want to indict the entire governors of the Southeast.
Don't indict them.
Because I'm Yoruba, I don't want it to sound like tribalism.
Okay.
But the truth is that the governors from the Southeast, they were sitting on the fence when IPOB was running rampage. They have sentiment from IPOB. And we have seen several governors from the Southeast go to visit a condemned traitor of the state, according to our law. If in America, in any civilized country, if your court of law condemn anybody as a traitor of the state, as a terrorist, nobody dare go visit that person in solidarity. But we see that as a normal thing in this country. If you think the person is not guilty, you file an appeal for the person. But until then, that person remains an enemy of the state. And nobody should be seen romancing an enemy of the state. It can only happen in this part of the world. And we are not children. We need, if they have been running this country in a certain way and we want a change, it starts like this. Somebody that their activity has led directly to the loss of life of citizens and even officers of the law and have been proven in court of law. People cannot openly, especially people in authority, show sentiment for that kind of person. Okay. So the reason why this problem is...
Let's bring it back to Anambra State and follow the trajectory. Let's follow the trajectory. Your first duty as a governor is the protection of lives and property.
Which he has been doing.
Hold on, Swift.
Now, hold on. Other people have been working since Mondays and they have not been attacking them. Schools, children have been going to school. Swift. They have not been attacking them in the same state. The governor has been working.
Swift, thank you. Now, let's look at places where this issue persisted. And yes, they stood on the fence, or they were sitting on the fence. Okay, they now decided to wake up at a particular point in time and were able to resolve it. Abia State, Enugu State. Rivers State was the first to say, no, it's not going to happen here. Businesses were going on. Abia State stopped for a while, then businesses were going on. What did the governor do? He empowered the security agencies to go after whoever was stopping the people from doing their business. So that stopped there. But it did not stop in Anambra State. It did not stop in Imo State. It stopped in Imo State later on. Then the last part of it is Anambra State. So why did the governor just do the same steps others did to stop this issue? You're now telling somebody that is going to the market that you told in the first place that he doesn't even have right to bear arms, to go and be the one to be in the middle. I don't know. This is where we are coming from.
So like I said, the governor needs to instill confidence in the people, and the only way people can believe in the governor and have confidence in him is if he can bring all the people terrorizing his people to book. That's it.
And the demand they made at that particular meeting was, yes, you can put security in the market. That is not where the issue is. The issue is from the house to the market.
And so the governor has promised that he will be touring on Mondays in the states.
Don't tell.
No, which is true. At the end of the day, let's hold him responsible. We have social media that can go live. He has promised that Imo, minus the security, he will be doing road call throughout. No, and Wike did it. Wike was caught in different places on Mondays looking at. And yeah, nothing is happening.
I'm not sure Monday sit-at-home ever happened in any part of Rivers.
No, when it was being threatened to happen, Wike was moving around on Monday. So if Soludo starts to move from one place, if we see Soludo in the middle of Onitsha market saying, I'm here, Soludo is here this Monday, next Monday, upper Monday, that's reassuring the people now.
Have you seen the security convoy with these governors?
Bro,
him moving around is not what we are asking for. Don't even move around. Put the security agencies on ground.
And we need to be proactive. We don't need to be at defense. Fish out the people. And how did Nyesom Wike got success with his security approach? He started placing bounty on the heads of terrorists. He said, if you have information about this person, 5 million, 10 million, 15 million. And that is how he became successful. And people were coming forward, were volunteering information, and they were getting their check to say, I know their hideout. And you get check once it's confirmed.
Okay. We want to see Nigeria move. We want to see the Southeast advance. We want to see markets work. We want to see businesses work. Whatever it is that we need to do to see this happen, we all have to contribute and play our part. Doesn't matter what you believe, who you believe in, just keep moving forward. That is what we think, and that's what we will always talk here on this table that is alive. Now let's go to our last story for today. Time is almost leaving us. Now, tech advancement. Nigeria developers, they generated over 1 million from locally built apps. Nigerian software developers. They have generated more than 1 million in sales from locally developed applications across domestic and regional markets. We see apps, when you wake up is your money, they say. It doesn't matter how small, at least we start from somewhere. I mean, you are, in your mind right now, you are thinking of, I'm thinking of some apps in the United States that is going for well over 100 million, 1 billion. But it was not like this before. We were not playing this particular sector before. But right now, we are seeing monies, it doesn't matter how small, come in through this particular sector and these ventures. Do we see Nigerian application and Nigeria tech being able to grow ventures that can, with time, be able to also get sold for billions tomorrow?
Yes, definitely, because Africa is an emerging market. Africa, 50-something countries. So we have problems, and only Africans understand African problem. I'll give an example. 21, 22 years ago, PayPal left Nigeria and most African countries. And Paga, Momo, and so many other applications have stepped in to fill that space. And it has, so many of these companies have sold their equity, have gotten investments in billions of dollars over here. Today, PayPal is trying to come back into the space. And they cannot even come back just like that. They need to integrate with an application that is already existing. So they are not going to be able to be here. So the long and short of it is a young boy sitting in Silicon Valley in Los Angeles cannot properly diagnose the problem that they have in my village. He cannot even diagnose properly the problem that we have in Lagos. Only a boy in Mushin or a boy in Oshodi or in Victoria Island can properly diagnose our problem and fix a solution to it. So what we need for our young, talented people is enabling environment. We want to see more incubating projects all over the place where young people that are talented can go to learn coding, have access to internet, uninterrupted power supply, and mentoring for them to be able to compete with the other kids globally. So we want to see more incubating sites here and there to encourage. But yes, we have the market here, and in fact, our problem is similar to the Middle East. So we have the market here, we have the potential, we have the young people that can properly diagnose our problem and find solutions to it. So that is the unique position that we are in.
Okay, Nigerian apps for Nigerian problems, yes. Nigerian apps for Nigerian businesses, Nigerian apps for Nigerian people. How fast are we growing?
I know we are growing very well. At least I know in Lagos State, the Lagos State government has invested in a lot of tech hubs where young innovators can actually go, sit down, and actually work with free lights, free spaces, and also meet other people. I know as of 2 years ago, the Lagos State government took almost 100 young app developers to an app conference in Dubai, where they were able to meet, people from other countries, China and all that. There was a time they were planning a partnership with China. I don't know how far that went, but we know that there's spaces for them. The environment is enabling. They have been giving there are funds for them that if you can present what you are doing. So they are enabling environments. Can the government do more? Yes. But at least they are starting, and we are seeing a lot of young, active, brilliant people in our different universities or different setups, state corp. So I think it's a good one, and we will do better.
Yes, we will do better, and definitely we will. I want to thank you to everyone that has been part of this particular production for today. I want to say thank you very much to World Rapperman. Remember his initiative, you can always go there and support him. Go to World Rapperman on any of the social media handles, and also go to the Freedom Park handle and support what he's doing for cerebral palsy. And to the people in Onitsha, we want to see peace. So, dear governor, dear market people, find peace and let business resume. To every other person, it's a weekend. Yes, there is going to be tax on alcohol, but don't worry, it has not started yet. It's not going to be that much. Don't drink and drive. That is one. And if you are oblaying this weekend, be nice. Remember,
there's tax.
I want to say thank you very much to everybody in the MCR, those behind the cameras and editors. You guys are just the best. God bless you. Everyone out there, remember that you are your brother's keeper. So learn to love yourself and let's grow this nation. My name is John Roger Strokes. We'll do this again next week. Swift.
All right. Don't forget you're your brother's keeper, and I'm here for you. Have a beautiful, beautiful weekend, and follow all of us on all our social media platforms. Be good. See ya.
Amin.
Have a beautiful weekend. Bye for now.
Take Nigeria because it's the mind that needs to first of all be rebranded.
Idris said he's going to be putting Nigerian labor, Nigeria content and materials first.
If you say Nigeria first and it is just us down here that, are pushing that agenda, it's going to be a big struggle.
Do you think Nigerian firms, Nigerian organizations should start looking at getting their staff involved in this market or buying to keep for their staff? Within this side, let's also learn citizen diplomacy. See something. This is SOUQ Business Landscape.
Musk is a visionary entrepreneur leading innovative ventures in technology, space exploration, electric vehicles, and renewable energy. Musk was born on June 28, 1971 to a South African engineer and his mother, a Canadian model and nutritionist in Pretoria, South Africa. His talents for computers and entrepreneurship emerged early, and at age 12, he created and sold a video game. Musk studied physics and economics at Queen's University and the University of Pennsylvania. In 1995, Musk founded Zip2, sold to Compaq for $307 million. He also co-founded X.com, which became PayPal, acquired by eBay for $1.5 million in 2002. Driven by a vision for humanity's multiplanetary future, Musk founded SpaceX in 2002, developing affordable rockets to support International Space Station mission and NASA's Artemis program. He became a major investor in Tesla 2004, launching electric vehicles like Roadster, Model X, and Model 3. Tesla unveiled the Cybertruck, beginning deliveries in 2023. Musk acquired X, formerly known as Twitter, in 2022, aiming to enhance future and transparency. Musk has at least 12 children from multiple relationships, including Justin Wilson, Tallulah Riley, Grimes, and Siobhan Zilis. Through SpaceX, Tesla, and other ventures, Musk shapes technology and innovation globally, and his influence extends beyond business into politics and culture.
In April 1960, just months before Nigeria's independence, a 26-year-old ascended one of the most revered thrones in Yoruba land. His name, Oba Sikiru Kayode Adetona. His reign, almost 65 years. His legacy, a modernized crown, a globalized culture, and an unwavering voice for truth. Born 10th of May 1934 into the royal house of Anikinaya to Prince Rufai Adetono Adeleke and Ajibabi Adetono Ne Onashile, Sikiru Kayode Adetono's royal destiny was set early. He attended Baptist School, Eriko, in 1943, Ogbere United Primary School, and Ansarudin School, Ijebu-Ode, before enrolling at Oluiwa College, now Adeola Odutola College, from 1951 to 1956. He later worked briefly in the audit department of the Western region in Ibadan, before leaving for the United Kingdoms in 1958 to study accountancy. But history had other plans. On the 2nd of April 1960, he was installed as the 58th Awujale of Ijebu land, taking the regnal name Ogbagba Agbotewole II. Young, confident, and stepping into leadership just as the new Nigeria was emerging, marking the beginning of one of the longest and the most consequential reigns in Nigeria's history. Despite his demanding role, Oba Adetono maintained close family ties. He was married and blessed with children who were raised in the blend of royal tradition and modern education that defined his worldview. Known to be a devoted family man, he valued privacy in personal matters, but ensured his children had opportunities for education both within and outside Nigeria. Socially, he was at ease in multiple wards, equally comfortable in palace courts, university lecture halls, diplomatic gatherings, or informal community events. He cultivated friendships across business, politics, and academia, yet was deeply rooted in his hometown, often mingling with his people during festivals and communal projects. The coup that saved a king. But destiny tested him. In the early 1980s, a government commission of inquiry moved against him. Suspension and deposition loomed. The order was to take effect in early 1984. Then came 31st December 1983. A military coup swept away the civilian administration, and with it, the threat to his throne. The Awujale returned more respected, more resolute. Beyond royal ceremonies, Oba Adetono built a reputation as a monarch unafraid to challenge authority. He spoke plainly on governance, justice, and public accountability. In 2016, he institutionalized those ideas by endowing a 250 million naira professorial chair in governance at Olabisi Onabanjo University, OOU, the first of its kind by a Nigerian traditional ruler. It was a deliberate investment in shaping ethical leadership for generations to come. The Oju-Dioba Festival long predicted his reign, but under Adetono, it became an international spectacle, a celebration of Ijebu identity, Yoruba elegance, interfaith harmony, and cultural soft power. It drew politicians, captains of industry, global tourists, and the diaspora to Ijebu-Ode each year, making it both a cultural statement and an economic engine. Adetono presided over a kingdom of religious plurality, Islam, Christianity, and traditional worship, often using his platform to advocate tolerance. Though a devout Muslim and president of the United Muslim Council. He regularly attended Christian events and encouraged interfaith harmony. And now, the final chapter. On 13th July 2025, Oba Sikiru Kayode Adetona Ogbagba Agbotewole II passed away at the age of 91. He was buried according to Ijebu customs in solemn rites, shielded from public view. Attention now turns to succession and the weight of following one of Nigeria's longest-serving traditional rulers. Oba Sikiru Kayode Adetona reigned across 3 Nigerias: the colonial twilight, the start of military rule, and the promises and failures of democracy. He proved that a throne could be modern without losing its roots, bold without losing its identity, and proud without closing its doors. His voice will echo in the university lectures he inspired, the festival he globalized, the cultural pride he nurtured, and in the personal values he instilled in his family. As Ijebuland turns the page, one question lingers: whether or not the next Awujale will match relevance with integrity and tradition with transformation, following the path of the past hero. Grace Komalafe, SOUQ Perspective.
Known as the father of African literature, Chinua Achebe was born on the 16th of November 1930 in Ogidi, now Anambra State, eastern Nigeria. He was born to Isaiah Okafor Achebe, a teacher and an evangelist, and Janet Anenichi Iluebunam, a vegetable farmer. Achebe has reshaped the global understanding of African identity through the power of storytelling. Raised during the twilight of colonial rule, Achebe's education was steeped in both Igbo tradition and the Western values of post-colonial Christianity. As a student at the University of Ibadan, he became fiercely critical of how Africa was portrayed in Western literature. Achebe believed that Western literature often painted Africa as a dark and primitive continent, but he sought to tell the African people's lens. In 1958, Achebe's groundbreaking novel Things Fall Apart shattered colonial narratives through the tragic story of Okonkwo, an Igbo warrior. Achebe illuminated the complexities of African culture and the devastating effects of European colonization. Things Fall Apart became more than just a novel. It became a symbol of African resistance against the oppressive narratives of colonialism. Achebe was not just a writer, he was a